People come to us because we don't sell them on internet.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man? World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of duty.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute.
I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the pool.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing.
Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba. A rainy Monday, October 27th, the final Monday of October. The last week before the time change. Darkness is upon us. Cody McClure, how are you?
Hello. Good evening. Good morning. It's good to be here. Good to be anywhere. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good over here. Sam, you good?
Solid. Could be doing a lot better if Jake Ferguson's dead to me. I could have mopped up on National Tight End Day. But we sun rises again.
What happened?
He didn't score.
How many scores did you have?
Well, there were a multitude of parlays that had him in there, and 3 of them would have hit that were like, $15 for like a combined like $5,000 payout. So
it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Had him and Tucker Kraft left, and Tucker Kraft scored the first touchdown of Sunday Night Football, and I immediately turned it off after that. I was kind of hoping that Kraft just didn't score just so I wouldn't have to have this reaction.
Not only did Tucker Kraft score, he then dominated the entire game last night to the tune of like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
How many did you get that you needed?
Everyone but Jake Ferguson. It was like Dallas Goedert, Harold Fannin, George Kittle, Tucker Kraft, and Jake Ferguson, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's why you got a round robin, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the round robin. I had 7 of them, and I did the round robin and got those first guys you mentioned, Kittle, Goddard, and then who was the other guy? It wasn't Fannin. Maybe I had Njoku. I had like 3 or 4, and then I was like, all right, I hope I can get 3 here in this 4 o'clock window too. And then I had K-Dot and Ferguson and some other guy who didn't score.
I don't know if you were watching, but K-Dot got tackled at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
I thought Jake Ferguson did too.
Oh, I had the guy from the Colts, Tyler Warren.
That was Schoonmaker.
No, I know, because Jake Ferguson didn't have a catch.
Yeah.
Because I had him on my fantasy team. But when I was watching in the quad box, I thought it was Ferguson just because it was a big white tight end. I assumed it was their go-to guy, and he got tackled at the 1-2, and I was like, oh, that sucks. But then I looked later in the game, it said 0 catches, so then I realized it was the other guy.
Well, the first drive, Dallas had Jake Ferguson wide open in the end zone, and Dak tried to go to Lamb, who was double covered. I think it was the first drive. He turned around in the end zone. They could have got a touchdown to Ferguson there.
I got to say, I got so many texts about National Tight End Day that I barely even played with it just because it had gone too mainstream and the odds felt throttled. Now, there still could have been a combination to make money like George Kittle and Kraft and Goddard. Like I did feel good about those 3, but I just did a couple of bigger ones just in case something happened. But I didn't get too carried away with them. But yesterday was kind of the craziest day I've had in terms of just odds, even adjusted odds, just whatever I had came right down to the wire. It ended up being a successful day, but everything I had in terms of parlays of player props and everything was right down to the wire. I don't think you could win a parlay closer than I did with this 4-person parlay. Jamar Chase, 90 yards. He had 91. Cortland Sutton, 67 yards. He had 59 until like their final pass of the game. He caught an 8-yard pass to get to 67. Tyler Warren, 53. He had a 14-yard catch in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter. And K. Dotton, 40 yards. He had 40 yards. Somehow all 4 of those things precisely hit. And that was around the same time I had taken a live bet on Jonathan Taylor, 150 yards rushing. This is in the first quarter when he had about 60. I don't know if you were watching the Titans, Sam, but the 80-yard Jonathan Taylor touchdown run put him at 152. So I'm like, all right, good. Go ahead and pay me out. They didn't. Next run he loses 3 yards. So then he has 149 yards. And I'm like, oh my. And like they're teetering on a blowout. And I'm like, oh my God, what's about to happen? And then they hand the ball off and the announcer's like, Taylor. I'm like, wait, that's not Taylor. That's Abdullah. That's not him. I was like, oh, excuse me. Not Taylor, Abdullah. I was like, oh no. Then the next drive, or the next couple plays later, they hand it off to him. Boom, 5-yard run. I'm like, let's go. Beep, holding, back it up. I said, oh my God, it's 149 yards. Next thing I know, they're up 24 and they get the ball back. So I'm like, give the ball to Taylor. They do. Sweep, a nice little toss. He gets to the outside. Here's an easy 5 yards. Wait, for some reason, he stutters and ends up gaining 0 yards. I don't understand how that happened. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. Then it's 3rd and 10. And luckily they get a 9-yard pass and they get down to 4th and 1. I'm like, hand the ball to Taylor. And they do, and he gets 3 yards and it cashes. Then last night I had another parlay that needed DK Metcalf 50 yards. He's sitting at 41 basically the entire second half. And then he catches like a 15-yard pass in garbage time. Everything. I can't say everything went my way because I lost a big one, Sam, on Tony Pollard. I needed 10 receiving yards to win like an 8-legger, and he had 9 receiving yards. So it was just a wild day, that 4 o'clock window, even the night game, just everything coming down to like a yard. No tight ends. I didn't see anybody cash in big tight end parlay, so I didn't feel too left out. But it was a stressful Sunday afternoon playing the props. Bubba, how are you this morning?
It's a good day to be a breath of fresh air. Bad day to be a pillow in a blanket. Mine feels like a Tim Robinson sketch that just stuck on a train track going in circles. But I'm alive, John.
All right. That's better than most people could say. A lot of people throughout the history of the world are dead, Bubba.
I know.
Most
I think
people are
about that.
dead.
I'm grateful to be in this timeline right now.
I'm happy that you're here in this moment, sharing it with us. Top 15 Vols, getting ready for a big night game. Dark mode has been activated. They just put that out, 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, saying it's time. Dark mode. It's going to be a night game. Black jerseys, all those things. And also, Bubba, you're alive and you didn't get fired, like Brian Kelly. This is 3 straight weeks we've come in here on Monday with I can't say a legendary coach because like Billy Napier wouldn't fit. And I don't know if you can call Kelly or even James Franklin necessarily legendary, but they're kind of legends of this era, or at least like well-known names of this era. Like James Franklin's been around a long time. Brian Kelly's been around a long time. And then, Billy Napier just kind of there. But Penn State, Florida, LSU, and back-to-back weeks is kind of crazy.
High-profile firings.
Had to be careful with all the rainy weather down there in Baton Rouge in practice, so.
Scissor lifts at half mast today in Baton Rouge.
Scissor lifts at half mast. Brian Kelly.
It is quite the fall for Brian Kelly, huh? I mean, given where he was at before and where he's at now, quite the fall. Not the worst one of his career, but it's up there.
$53 million to go away, bringing up the total so far this season up to $169 million of buyout money. Of course, the the lion's share of that going to Kelly and Franklin, as they are $102 million, just the two of them. But
These days, you got to fire your coach. When it ain't working, it ain't working.
yeah, it is crazy because it's hard for the schools to cry poor.
Well, Brian Kelly and James Franklin, I mean, they both had winning records. You know, they both won the vast majority of their games, but they just clearly weren't winning on the level that they were expected to win at. I mean, Brian Kelly's like, 34-14? Like he's, normally that won't get you fired.
They can't cry poor whenever they're giving out that much money. We were wondering how the revenue share and everything was going to affect job searches and whatnot, job security and whatnot. I maintained the entire time that, like, look, once they started firing coaches during the pandemic, once South Carolina gave Will Muschamp like $20 million to go away during a pandemic, whenever we didn't know, how long that was going to go on and when we were going to get full attendance back and yada, yada, yada. Once South Carolina and a couple other schools bit the bullet there, I said, they finally realized that football has to be healthy. You got to have excitement around football. What happened to Brian Kelly was just kind of gross on Saturday.
Should have just stuck with Coach O. Couldn't have gone any worse.
It's got to be rough, right? The 3 straight coaches before you all made it to the Natty, and then you're just not doing that.
Yeah, you didn't even really come close either. But like he was thought of as a home run hire. Now, culture fit, we wondered, like, if he was going to feel like Louisiana, but when they hired him, that was a huge deal. Them taking him from Notre Dame, like, it's just another feather in the cap of sometimes the best moves on paper don't actually work out.
Brian Kelly wanted to leave Notre Dame because he thought he had a better chance to win a title at LSU. Turns out he was the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that Notre Dame was playing for a championship last year. It's another – now, what I will say about Napier, what I'll say about Kelly, Franklin doesn't really fit this bill, but both Kelly and Napier are just further proof that, like, when you know. Both those guys probably should have been fired last year, or you could have at least made the case to move on last year. With Kelly, Napier, they should have fired him. Very rarely do coaches coach their way off the hot seat. I don't feel like that typically happens. Once you lose that fan base, I feel like you're pretty much done.
But we're family. Me and my family love Baton Rouge.
So I do give Penn State credit for not letting it sour and not letting it get too bad and drawing out the inevitable, because James Franklin had lost that fan base. He wasn't going to get it back.
Another interesting angle to this is the LSU athletic director, Scott Woodward, is the same guy who hired Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. Do you know that?
Yeah, I saw that floating around. He's not very good.
Now, both those guys were fired, and the schools owed $130 million combined in buyouts. But yet this guy still has a job. So maybe we start holding some of these ADs accountable.
Yeah, I feel like he should be removed too pretty shortly after. Although, look, maybe it's a larger point of, like, maybe schools, I don't think they're going to, but, like, maybe you don't go and pay these huge contracts. And, in that situation, both those coaches, Jimbo Fisher and Brian Kelly, Scott Woodward went out and poached them from other schools. But both were universally lauded. When Texas A&M stole national champion Jimbo Fisher away from from Florida State, people were like, wow, they mean business. Look at this hire. Disaster. When he pulled Brian Kelly away from Notre Dame, everyone's like, oh my God, look at LSU swinging that big old hog. Wow, what a hire.
I think maybe swinging that tiger tail would be more
Now
appropriate
you can
there.
give him credit for going out and getting Kim Mulkey. That worked out. Good job by that. Like, you went out and poached a big fish on the women's basketball side, and that worked.
Brian Kelly was never going to work. It was never a fit. It's not a cultural fit. And you don't always have to be a cultural fit to win, but it felt too far off to me. I always thought it was very weird. I don't think the people ever really embraced him. He was never loved.
And now, the belle of the ball, Lane Kiffin. What a moment. What a glow up for Lane. What a career arc he's had.
Ole Miss fans are just shaking in their boots today.
I've always had a little bit of an affinity for Lane, even back in the USC days and with the Raiders day. And then, of course, here at Tennessee, it got ugly when he left for a lot of people. But I think most Tennessee fans still probably have a little bit of a soft spot for him. And now look at the career resurrection. Now he is going to get to be treated like a god for the next month, as he's got Ole Miss desperate to keep him, Florida desperate to lure him, LSU fans looking at him as well. That's kind of crazy. Like, there's a chance, like, I mean, he could come out of this with, like, 3 jobs of, like, top 10-ish schools. If you tell me he's going to come out of this as the former Tennessee coach, former USC coach, and then, like, LSU.
Or Florida.
Like, that's kind of crazy for a guy that was kind of left for dead.
I kind of hope Lane just stays in Oxford.
Well, I definitely don't want him at Florida.
Just become Ole Miss's guy, Just be there.
Be hard to turn down LSU just because you've seen multiple coaches win championships there.
Dance with the girl who brought you. Ole Miss.
The LSU-Florida bidding war versus Ole Miss. That'll be fun to see. We'll dive in to the Tennessee win over Kentucky. We got a Vol Hoops basketball exhibition to talk about as well. Got a lot to dissect, a lot to discuss on today's Talk Sports. We'll dive into it after the break. Stick with us.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Ready to launch your career? Axel Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axel proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axel, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axel Logistics is the place to start your career.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues. Every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Fan Run is giving away a huge prize package.
That's a big box. What's in there?
You're going to want to find out.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Give me the gun. A winner will be drawn live on Halloween during Fan Run Friday at Calhoun's on the River.
To learn how you can earn entries, make sure you're tuning in daily to Fan Run Radio and following us across all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram.
Good morning. Still a little bit crowded over here with some volume coming down. 75, especially between Callahan and Merchants Road. This rain not helping rush hour traffic. We've seen our share of accidents already. Still crowded downtown with that volume 40 east and west here now. Alcoa Highway and 275. Hey, if your check engine light comes on, don't panic. Google search Knuckle Busters Amco Knoxville. Amco serving East Tennessee since 1962. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Tennessee looking for 5 straight wins to work their way into the college football playoff, or at least playoff consideration. Thanks for nothing, Oklahoma. Shout out to Vandy for doing you a solid. Tennessee had to take care of some business themselves on Saturday, and they did just that. That was the complimentary football that I've been waiting to see from Tennessee. The defense flying around, causing turnovers, getting stops at the beginning of the game. The offense coming out, setting the tone, and scoring on their first drive. And then, really taking off in the second quarter and keeping the foot down on the gas in the second half. That's what I've been waiting to see. That was a complete performance. Tennessee drops 50. Could have had more. Could have named their score. 56-34. Vols and Joey Aguilar. An absolute brilliant game from Joey Aguilar. 396 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a dominant quarterback performance. Cody, your thoughts?
Well, a great job by the offense. I mean, as you said, they could have named their score. I didn't realize we were going to go up to Kentucky and just be able to absolutely blitz them on offense. Like, they had no answers. And the guy said after the game, that Kentucky had kind of geared up to stop the run, and they were going to commit to trying to do that. And so Tennessee said, all right, we'll just go over the top. We'll hit our deep shots. And boy, did we hit them. Joey was accurate. Great game by the wide receivers. No drops, which is big. They cleaned up a lot of those mistakes. Not a ton of dumb penalties in the game. It wasn't nearly as frustrating as it oftentimes is watching Tennessee on the road. So I was very pleased with the way that the offense played in the game. I mean, they just kept lighting the scoreboard up. So defense, made a few plays here and there for sure. They got you your second touchdown. So they, like you said, at critical points in the game, the defense made plays. They are I think it's clear at this point, they are not a great defense, but they're an opportunistic defense at times. And they do consistently make those plays. I don't know if you know, we've got as many defensive touchdowns as any team in the country this year. We got 5 defensive touchdowns. I think that's tied for second in the FBS, or maybe it is number 2 in the FBS. There may be one team that has more than that, but they're good at getting after the quarterback. They're good at making sacks, tackles for loss, and stopping the run. They did pretty good. It seems like our defense a lot of times either just completely stifles the run or they give up a 10-yard gain. There's not a lot of in between with the defense, but they were opportunistic. They made some plays. Definitely a lot of holes in the secondary. You see Kentucky put up 34 points, but a good majority of that was in garbage time. So good game altogether.
Yeah, 7 drives when the game's within 2 scores. I've said it before. That's what I care about. 7 drives when the game was within 2 scores. They score a touchdown themselves. They force another turnover that sets up Tennessee's offense inside the 6-yard line, I believe. After the penalty, I think it put it at the 6-yard line. 7 drives, 2 touchdowns. I think that is a successful day for the defense.
For this defense, I agree with you. I've just kind of accepted the fact like they're not going to be a great defense, but if you can play offense the way that you did Saturday, you can still win a hell of a lot of games with the defense that you've got. It's just the secondary and the getting torched through the air is the hard part to watch. But again, a lot of that came late in the game. So
I mean, almost all of it came late in the game.
Well,
outside of the one screen pass because
71 yards.
The tackling still continues to be an issue. Like the tackling isn't sound. Like they are not great in space. But again, I think you said for this defense, I think any defense would take 2 touchdowns and 7 drives. Of the game being in somewhat of a doubt.
It depends on how you look at it, because I mean, you're right given the context of the game. Like when Tennessee's up 30, I'm not all that worried about what the defense is doing, but I would like to see them play with some passion, some fight, instead of just kind of rolling out there and we're up 30. If we give up a touchdown, who cares? Like I would like to see them have a little more vigor throughout the game, but the tackling is just, it's not there. The safety play's not there most of the time. But so I do think you got some holes in the defense, but I think it is what it is at this point. And
you do have holes in the defense. Cornerback 1 and cornerback 2.
Yeah.
You look like you need some cornerback help.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the biggest holes in the defense is the literal holes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
of cornerback 1 and 2.
Yeah, and the safety play is not good.
No, Turrentine continues to be a liability. If there's a big play, you can almost always find him jogging around somewhere behind. Sam, what was your take from Tennessee's beatdown? Because I think we all asked the offense to put Kentucky's offense under pressure and said they couldn't keep up, and that's kind of exactly what happened, except the defense kind of helped that be the case in the first quarter, helping produce 14 of those 28 points.
Yeah, I think my 2 biggest takeaways was that might have been one of, if not the best downfield passing performances of the Josh Heupel era. And also
I'd say Tennessee football history.
Yeah. I mean 7 of 7 for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was Joey Aguilar's stats on throws of 20 plus yards.
Yeah. I think it said it was, do you have the Pro Football Focus grade there? Cause it was like a
99.1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that scale, 100 is the perfect score. So
it's like me on the video game.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I think Jaden Perlotti needs to be a starting linebacker. I think when you talk about guys on your defense that can't really tackle, that's a guy that can tackle and can cover some space really, really, really fast.
Can find his way around the football as well.
Yeah.
Still wish he would have picked that one up against Alabama instead of batting it like a schmohawk. But I think you see a talent influx in some of these younger guys, which is good. Like it's a good sign for the future. The young guys are making plays. Like you'd hope that would be the case on the offense, and I think you've seen that really bear out. In your wide receiver room with Mike Matthews and Staley, both those guys are as good as we hope they would be. The young freshmen that we we bought into recruiting wise that we wanted to develop and like hold on to versus going out and getting guys in the transfer portal. This year, kind of seeing that on the defensive side of the ball with a couple of those guys. Big Chase Utley up front, Perlotti. Looks
Ethan
good
Utley
out there running around as well. Excuse me,
Ethan Utley, not the baseball
Chase
player.
Utley, not the Philadelphia Philly. Thank you, thank you.
You could probably put him out there
would,
too.
I didn't think age would kick my ass so early on, but yes, Ethan Utley. Thank you.
Yeah, you got a pretty young team too. I mean, we're playing some freshmen, and it gives me hope for the future. I mean, past this year, I think we got we're playing as many freshmen as just about anybody in the SEC. We got veteran starters, but we got a lot of young guys who are contributing more so than other teams. And you look at what you're doing in recruiting too. I think we're set up pretty good here for the next 3 or 4 years. No matter what happens this year, I do like where our program's at. Still want to try to make a push for the playoffs. You got 3 big games left. 2 of them are at home. So
got to go 5-0. That was the goal, coming into the week. You went 1-0. A lot of people circling it as a trap game. It didn't look like much of a trap.
No, it looked like a team that was completely outclassed by the Vols.
Has to be a funny feeling being a Kentucky fan right now. Seeing everybody else fire their coaches.
Yeah.
And then you're like, really? We're just going to keep doing this with Stoops? Especially while everyone is like, paying all this big-ass buyout money. And you're just going to ride with Stoops? Really? That's the goal here? Okay. All right, I guess.
Enjoy last place.
Bubba, did you have any thoughts on Tennessee's blowout victory over the coal miners of Kentucky?
I was not a fan of how it started.
You didn't like how it started? You didn't
little
like
back and forth action?
4-play drive that was a touchdown?
I mean, I like that, but I don't like them immediately responding.
They immediately responded by going 5 plays, 16 yards, and punting.
It wasn't
and then getting stopped and then throwing a pick six. Bubba, it was 14-0. When the defense came out and got 2 straight stops.
I think Bubba's referring to the 71-yard touchdown that Kentucky got there that Cutter Boley to the receiver who took off up the sideline.
Well, yeah, but that was after we already had a 14-point lead, though. No.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so I mean, I would say the game started pretty damn good. I thought, as someone that was kind of trying to watch it at a wedding, it was nice to kind of pull up the phone and then oh wow, already a touchdown a minute into the game. Nice.
I wouldn't call it back and forth, Bubba, but there was a little bit of once you got up 28-7, then you let them back in the game for a minute. They did cut it to 7.
You guys just want to complain. Hell, far.
Well, Bubba's just he's talking about
you're talking about being back and forth. I mean,
Bubba called it back and forth. I said it's not
back and forth. You called it back and forth. Bubba said
you
like
hear?
The way it started.
Can you hear?
Bubba
Back
said,
and
like the
forth
started.
is the term he used, and I said it wasn't really back and forth. But what he's referring to is when it was 28-7, then all of a sudden it's 28-21. It's like, oh, come on. But then you just stepped on their throat after that, They were never really
the people
game.
That came out of that game upset. I mean, what are we asking for? What are we asking for?
Perfection.
Yeah, I mean, I had people mad, and of course, people want to tweet me every time the defense gives up points now, and I'm just like, I mean, okay, I guess.
Well, you are dying on this hill.
It's not dying on a hill. It's just, again, if you watched that game and you were mad at the defense, I do question if you understand football. I do. I do.
I don't think you'd watch that game and be mad at the defense, but I could see you having some issues with the defense.
Yeah, if you just want to find things to complain about, sure. But again, I don't care about giving up 2 touchdown drives when you're up 4 touchdowns. It's just not how I watch football, especially Josh Heupel football. Like this is a completely different game we're playing here. I feel like.
Well, it was, Kentucky did more offensively than they have done all season.
Well, yeah, because they haven't been blown out the way they were blown out.
Well, Georgia blew them out.
Especially at home. I mean.
Yeah, at home. That's the first time it's happened to them at home. But
newsflash: when you're down 3 scores in the first, basically at the end of the first quarter, you're going to get a couple of chances to have some cheap yards.
It is the first time they've had half 100 hung on them.
And I even know did I guess Georgia blew them out. It didn't really feel like a blowout watching it. I thought that was kind of close at halftime in that game.
Oh, I mean, it might have been.
I want to say Kentucky was hanging around that game early. Like, it was like 14-7, wasn't it? Like,
well, every game's close.
21-7 at half.
21-7 at half. Yeah,
every game's close for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, this one kind of wasn't. This one was 14 within like 3 minutes into the game, but
yeah, well,
4 or 5 minutes into the game.
To Bubba's point, at one point it was 28-21.
And then was 35-21 like a minute and a half later.
Mm-hmm. And then 42-21. And then 49-21.
Yeah.
It was an ass whipping. I was happy with the way the boys played.
Anything else stand out from the game, Bubba? What did you like from the game? Let's be a little positive. Let's be a little positive after a 50-burger blowout. What did you see in the game you liked?
I like seeing us come home with the dub.
There's a little positivity. Give me a little more. What else do you like? Give a shout out to Joey. How about our trio of wide receivers out there?
I do like 3 wide receivers with over 100 yards each.
You know what I liked about that, Bubba? I liked that Joey and Josh saw it and said, hey, Staley's close. Let's go out here. Let's throw a quick screen to Staley. Let's let him get this first down. Then we'll kneel the ball out. But let's get him to 100 yards. That way they could take a cool picture and say we had 3 guys get to 100 yards. Because they did come out and do that right after the 2-minute warning. They said, hey, we need basically, I think it was 1 more yard Staley needed. Let's get Staley this 1 yard he needs. And he caught it. He ran 6 and he slid down. Then you kneeled it out. But I liked that the offense did that. I don't always like stat chasing in terms of like players in there trying to get triple doubles and blowouts and triple doubles. And they're just, hunting assists and hunting rebounds. But I did like that the team looked at that and said, hey, let's do a little Mike Evans here. Let's just make sure we get this guy the ball and give him a chance to get his 100 yards. That way we could take a cool picture after the game and say it's the first time it's been done in 5 years, 6 years.
Joey Aguilar ranks in SEC conference games. He is number 1 in passing yards per game. He is number 1 in passer rating. He is 2nd in passing touchdowns. He is 1st in yards per play, 1st in passes of over 20 yards, 1st in passes of over 30 yards, and 1st in passes of over 40 yards, says Bill Martin from the athletic department. And that's against SEC competition. So now 3 of those are pretty bad teams, but 2 of them are pretty good teams. So you average that out, that's pretty solid.
No, I mean, I think Joey isn't a merchant in terms of just beating up on these bad teams. He did against Georgia.
He did.
I didn't think he played great against Alabama, but that's really clouded because of the pick 6. I mean, if you remove the pick 6,
yeah,
even if you don't end up scoring there, if you remove the pick 6, we'd probably view that game better because I thought he was battling out there. But yeah, the pick 6, I can't say he played good against Alabama, but
I'd like to get another shot at them on a neutral field.
Yeah, I mean, here we are, Halloween week, and I still don't think that Alabama team is great, but they just keep winning. And they're clutch. They're clutch. They're down 8 in the fourth quarter. Got to have it drive against South Carolina, and guess what? They get it. They go down, they get 8.
Just broke the hearts of the Gamecock fans, didn't they? When South Carolina went up 22-14, I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. Hell yeah.
They were all filing down to go rush the field.
Yeah. Williams-Brice was rocking.
Yeah.
And then Alabama just pulled their hearts out. That's what they do.
That's tough.
Yeah. That was tough for them.
I kind of thought they'd hang around that game and just make it weird and interesting because, we talk about trap games. That was the trappiest trap game of all time, going to Williams-Brice after 4 straight ranked games.
Yeah. You look at Bama now, I mean, they've got home games left against LSU, who just fired their coach, and Oklahoma, who I think they're clearly better than. Still got to go to Auburn last week of the season. But it's looking like Bama's probably going to be a playoff team.
Bama looking like a playoff team. Lane Kiffin has Ole Miss looking like a playoff team, which is pretty funny, seeing how their coach, like, you know, we don't know what his status is. He's getting courted by 2 bigger jobs, but he's also going to navigate his team to the playoff after that win over Oklahoma, because they don't really look like they got any more losses on their schedule. It's going to be a very interesting schedule and setup here.
Yeah, we really needed Venables to get that one.
They rallied back.
Yeah.
They were getting beat, and then all of a sudden Oklahoma had all that quote-unquote momentum, and
they
came
did.
down, took the lead, and then then Ole Miss looked and said, okay, never mind, and then went back and just punched them in the mouth and dominated the closing minutes of that game.
Yeah, they did.
We'll dive into that a little bit. We'll talk about Oklahoma. It's a big week here in Knoxville. Dark mode has been activated. Halloween coming up. Little Halloween weekend action. Some meaningful football in the month of November. Thank you, Josh. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Track's batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel, as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Drink the light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. Drink it responsibly. Pick your variety pack. Perfect for your Halloween parties. Perfect for your tailgates. Vols up to number 14 in the AP and the coaches poll. Cody, too high, too low, just right?
That's right where I thought we would be when you saw the 2 teams ahead of you lost, and Virginia went to overtime against North Carolina and should have lost. I said, well, okay, Virginia, not very good in that performance, so you should jump them. So I thought we'd go right to 14, and that's where we ended up. So checks out.
Oklahoma falls following their defeats. They are all the way down at number 18, dropping 5 spots.
So the question is, are you going to get credit for beating them when they were a ranked team? Because when you beat them, they might still be ranked, but then Alabama's going to beat them, and then they're not going to be ranked anymore. So that's part of the reason that you really needed them to beat Ole Miss. You didn't get that result you needed, so will you at least get credit, hopefully, for beating them in November when they're ranked? I hope so.
Of course, the most important thing is beating them.
Of course.
I felt a little weird last week. Everyone kept telling me that the basically the pick'em line was right. It always felt low to me. Tennessee at home. Tennessee at home against anybody not named Georgia. Like that has pretty much been a recipe for success the last 3 years, right? Like Tennessee has taken care of business the last 3 years in that situation. Then you also combine it with an Oklahoma team that, you know, I think was overrated the entire time. The defense, like, okay. But I think we all kept wanting to see what the defense looked like against an offense better than Michigan's. You know what I mean? Like they hadn't played any offenses so far.
Yeah.
And then you see them play Ole Miss, and Trinidad Chambliss is able to kind of do whatever he wants to them. They give up 34 points. The defense doesn't look like anything special. Therefore, Oklahoma doesn't look like anything special. And now the line is back to 3.5, where I thought it should be at the very least.
Oklahoma's not a great team. And, you know, Mateer, I mean, I guess I haven't figured out yet where he's supposed to be this great quarterback. I mean, every time I watch him, I'm kind of not that impressed personally.
Which, by the way, freaks, if you are interested in making some money, or at least, having Tennessee plus odds on Saturday. Something I locked in was our Kennesaw State Owls play tomorrow. They're minus 350 at home against UTEP. Not a very good UTEP team, minus 9.5. Sam, a Kennesaw State money line, Tennessee money line pays like 111, plus 111. So you can maybe have some plus odds there. I went ahead and locked that in for Saturday to make sure I had Tennessee money line at plus money, because I do think Kennesaw State's going to kill UTEP, and I also think that Tennessee is a good matchup for Oklahoma. It's going to sound gross, and I don't know if I fully mean it yet, but bear with me. It kind of feels similar to the Kentucky matchup in the sense of they are a defensive team, a slow defensive team that I don't think has the firepower to keep up with Tennessee. So I think if Tennessee's offense can get out early, like I loved the fact we were getting the ball first against Kentucky, not only because I had the first quarter minus 2.5, but because I wanted Kentucky to have to play from behind, and like you couldn't have scripted a better drive and a better start to that game. Yeah. That was without the pick six. Once you went up 14-0, I think we all knew we were going to win that game.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But like getting the ball first and going out and scoring a touchdown was huge. Like I think I would want to see that again against Oklahoma on Saturday, because if you can make that team play from behind, I think you'll have a good time.
I took that first quarter just Tennessee team total over 6.5, and so
that's about as fast as you can cash a bet.
About 2 plays in, I was like, "All right, we got this. Good deal. Where are we going to reinvest our winnings?"
That is about as fast as you can cash a bet. It was 1 minute and 15 seconds, I believe.
Didn't take long.
I had minus 2.5 first quarter. I had to not necessarily sweat it out, but I had to sit there and at least wait till the clock ran out.
Yeah. No, that was. We should have.
I was really hoping Staley would have not slid down because he would have scored a touchdown, or I was hoping Star Thomas would have maybe broken a run. But
that last drive when we just ran the clock out, that was.
Well, there's a couple moments where it looked like we might bust a big play, like when Star Thomas got tackled onto his own player and stayed up and then ran an extra 10 yards. I thought maybe he was going to break one, but again, I think the Oklahoma game plan should look about like what the Kentucky game plan looked like. Their defense, their front is pretty good, but I feel like our offensive line has shown they're pretty good at protecting Joey. Joey's pretty good at getting the ball out. Not saying you won't give up any sacks to Oklahoma, but they shouldn't dominate the game.
I know Oklahoma fans don't feel very good about it, but just based on the comments I've read and their replies, people talking about it on Twitter, they don't feel good about it. They're not very high on their team right now.
Oh no, I mean, like I got friends who like sending me the best Oklahoma message board posts, and one of them I got yesterday. 2 guys were accusing John Mateer of gambling and throwing games with how bad he's played.
Yeah.
Another one basically said this is the worst possible matchup for Oklahoma. We struggled covering vertical routes, particularly when our DBs have to turn their hips and run with the wide receiver. Tennessee will attack us vertically. They've only given up 9 sacks all year. Our pass defense is susceptible when we can't get home. And just, basically said, like, they're cooked. Like, the vibes are low in Oklahoma right now. And, like, I think they're kind of at the point where I think they're realizing this season isn't going to be the dream season they thought it was going to be. And that also, like, their schedule is so backloaded that it's not going to be enough to fire Venables.
Well, yeah, it never was. I mean, you beat Michigan. Like,
and Auburn.
I did not
and
understand.
Auburn in a slobber knocker. That had them thinking they were back.
I couldn't figure out what were we doing, the national media. I mean, I guess just because you had to have a game that weekend, Oklahoma, Michigan happened to be the only big game you had. But
two blue bloods, too, in terms of
but
standing.
Hell, that Michigan team, they suck. I mean, beating them is anybody can beat them.
And you talked about like not ever seeing it with Mateer. I think in that Michigan game, it was fair to come out and at least say he was going to be that dual threat guy running.
He could run,
but since then, the running has disappeared.
I mean, all you got to look at Texas absolutely shut him down.
Like, all, like knock on wood, whatever. Like we're burying Oklahoma. They're getting ready to come in here. But like when you look at Mateer, he had 19 carries, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns against Michigan. He did it the next week against Temple, 7 rushes, 63 yards, and a touchdown. But since that moment, and keep in mind, sacks will be accounted for in here, whatever. But like 10 for 29 and a touchdown against Auburn, 14 rushes for 5 yards against Texas, 8 for 14 against South Carolina, 13 for 17 against Mississippi. So like the whole dual threat Superman thing kind of went by the wayside.
Well, and he's not a great passer either. I mean, he's got like 8 touchdowns to 6 picks or something like that. I mean, it's not. I haven't seen it from him. It's another one of those that is kind of a head scratcher in the offseason. Everybody just said, "Oh, that's Mateer. Oklahoma's got this Mateer guy. They're going to be, he's going to change their offense. They're going to be a completely different team." I said, "Okay, well."
He looked pretty bad against Ole Miss. He had the 176-yard pass. It was really just busted coverage. They got to it. The dude got a really fast wide receiver. They called him a track star. Like they got it to him, kind of on like a 10-yard kind of scramble play, and then he just hit the jets and outran everybody. That was a 76-yarder. But
oh yeah, I'm sure they'll get some points against our defense.
Sure.
But like you said, I don't think they can come into Neyland and win a track meet by any means. Like if we give up some points, fine. Oklahoma may make some plays on offense. In fact, I'm sure they will. But I don't see them slowing us down offensively. If we come out and play our game and execute, I mean, put 40 points on the board, you cruise,
I think you put 30 on the board, you'll win comfortably too.
I don't know if you win comfortably with 30.
I'm going to keep saying it. I know people are tired of hearing it, but I do think the defense is different at moments that they need to be pretty good. I feel like they've done a pretty solid job of getting stops. Now, against Alabama, you could say, like, hey, you're down 10. You give up a 99-yard drive. Like, obviously, that wasn't ideal. The second drive in the fourth quarter was bad, too, whenever you cut it back to 10. Not going to make, excuses for either one of those. The 8-point drive against Georgia, their do-or-die drive, obviously bad. But I do feel like whenever the games needed stops otherwise, against Arkansas, against Mississippi State, against Kentucky, and against Georgia and Alabama at different points of the game, I do think they've done a pretty good job of getting you some stops when it matters.
I do think, too, though, it's important to recognize that's the bottom of the conference that we've been beaten.
Not offensively,
and Oklahoma is going to be better than those teams.
Not offensively. Arkansas's offense is better than Oklahoma's.
Yeah, it is. It wasn't great against Auburn Saturday, but they turned the ball over. Did you say 4 times in the fourth quarter?
Well, it's good for 3 quarters.
Yeah, Arkansas had 4 fourth-quarter turnovers. That's what
I didn't see that, actually, but I saw that they were winning, and I thought they were going to win. The next thing I know, they lost. Like I saw that Auburn stormed back, but no, I didn't see how.
But I hope we benefit. I'm just saying Oklahoma's going to have a better national perception than any of those teams.
Sure.
But I do think we match up well, and I do think we have a chance to kind of make a statement if we can beat them by a couple scores.
Just win. A couple scores would be great, but just win. And again, plus money, Sam. Kennesaw State, Vols money line if you want to go ahead and grab that. Hootie Who was right. Hour 1 of the books. We got some headlines coming for you to kick off hour 2. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Pack Rat. Yeah, you. Are you moving cross country and you just don't know who to call? Call us right now. Listen, you've probably seen one of our containers in your neighborhood, but did you know that we can help you move anywhere in the United States? It's real simple. We'll drop a container off at the location you tell us to bring it to. You pack up your valuable possessions at your leisure. They stay safe right in your home. And when you're ready, call us. We'll come and pick up the container and give you a scheduled date of when your furniture and the other possessions will be at your new home. So if you're moving across country or across town, be a Pack Rat. Join the Pack Rat family. Call Pack Rat right now for your free quote. See y'all later, Pack Rats.
Call 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. That's 800-965-1298.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Does technology make us more alone?
You're listening to TalkSports.
Yes, it does. Those lonely nights alternating between Bumble and Tinder, and you just keep swiping. You know the feeling? You guys know what I'm talking about. You just keep swiping, right? You do it on Tinder for about 20 minutes. Occasionally, okay, there's a fat girl, I don't know. And you just can't hit.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And it does make you contemplate life as you sit there and you say, well, this is depressing. I'll go check Twitter. And it's just all hatred on there. Go to Facebook. Oh, my grandma had liposuction. That's nice. Yeah, check out this. You go to Instagram, you see all the babes there. Like, man, wouldn't I love to live that life? You think about what it would be like if one of those Instagram models just accidentally swiped right on you for once. Go to Snapchat. Oh, got a new one. New notification. That's from Team Snapchat. Damn it. And happy Easter to you, too.
On 1340 WKGN.
So, yeah, if you ask me if technology makes people lonely these days, sometimes the only interaction you get is Uber or Uber Eats. At least you get some human interaction that way.
Just take the point. I don't want it. Just Cody wins.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's kick it off with a batch of headlines. Give me some newsman.
Thanks, John. ESPN ranks their top 8 current open Power 4 jobs now that LSU has fired Brian Kelly. And they rank LSU number 1, ahead of the Penn State job and ahead of the Florida job. And then, of course, you know the others, Virginia Tech, Arkansas, Oklahoma State. Apparently Stanford fired their coach. Didn't even know that. UCLA comes in 8th. But they rank it 1 LSU, 2 Penn State, 3 Florida. So LSU, the most desirable open job as it stands.
Who's number 4?
Oklahoma State is what they put.
Ugh. Is Oklahoma State a better job than Va Tech? I guess I expected Va Tech to be there, but
is it
a better job than Arkansas?
I'd say it's negligible.
Oklahoma State's a better job than Arkansas?
I don't think so. Like, I think you'd want to coach the SEC, but I don't know. It depends on what you're looking for. Like, are you looking to just be against the best of the best? Because it's going to be a much harder road for Arkansas.
Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I just feel like Oklahoma State should be at the bottom.
Well, I think the allure there would be if you get the head coaching job at Oklahoma State and you get backed by those donors, and they actually
have donors.
And they actually believe in you and put some money into things. Like, I think it's easier to win there. Like, look at what Texas Tech has done, right?
Yeah, I guess I just didn't know if they had donors because I feel like T. Boone Pickens carried that for so long. He was the only name I ever heard of. I thought he was kind of funding the whole thing, and of course, he's dead.
I think they got money. I think Gundy had just lost a lot of the support.
Okay.
So I think I just think that your path there is probably easier. Now, you could say Arkansas is a better job in terms of your competition, but that makes it harder, right? Like, you got to go up against LSU and Alabama and Texas, and so. Speaking of Texas, how about Texas getting it done in the fourth quarter? Did you watch the end of that one? There was a lot going on, man, between Vandy trying to hold off Ole Miss, South Carolina trying to hold off Alabama, and then Texas.
A wedding I was trying to watch in the middle of it, like a wedding and a reception. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone without being rude. A lot going on in my life.
SEC's been a lot of
margaritas.
Margaritas, huh?
Yeah, that's what they had in the open bar.
Oh, good. Tequila. It's good for you.
I think it's one of those mixes.
It wasn't
doing nothing for me.
It was just like
give me a
pre-made
headache.
margarita.
Yeah, I can't say that for certain, but it's
sugar.
Just giving me a little bit of a headache.
Yeah. It wasn't the agave.
I don't know if
nectar.
it was or not. It was giving me a headache.
Yeah. Well, a low quality margarita can do that for sure. But a high quality margarita, hard to beat. But yeah, Texas, they're down 31-14. I said, oh boy, Texas sucks. And then they stormed back. Mississippi State. Poor Mississippi State, poor South Carolina. The losers stay losers. That's the lesson there.
All they had to do was take Arch Manning out of the game.
He is concussed.
Sarkisian's like, damn it, I'm trying to go to the NFL, but we keep winning. And now, look, I mean, they have a schedule that will 100% get them in the playoffs if they win out.
They're about to beat Vandy.
They might have a resume. I don't want to say it because I don't know if I believe it, but I do feel like they have a resume that, especially if they get credit for Oklahoma beating them when they were top 10, they'd have a resume that would almost scare me even if they just went 9-3. Even if they lost a close one to Vanderbilt and won at Georgia, then beat undefeated Texas A&M. Hell, at 9-3, I'd be a little worried about it.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
I don't think so either, but 10-2 is 100% getting them in. They go to Georgia, and then they get Vandy and Texas A&M at home. So, like, I think they got another loss in them because I don't think they're good, but there was a part of me that wanted there's a big part of me rooting for Mississippi State just to, eliminate them, but also let Mississippi State at least make a damn bowl game.
Yeah. I do think Texas is going to get Vandy this week. I think it's trending that way.
I mean, I still don't know if Vandy – I can't say I don't know if they're good or not because I do think they're good, but, like, I don't know how good they are. They're tough.
They're getting a lot of credit for – you know why they're getting so much credit?
Because they beat LSU, and LSU is not very good.
And because they're not Vandy anymore.
Yeah.
Like, Vandy against that schedule typically would be 2-6.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but that line opened up at like 1.5, right?
Texas 3.5 point favorite.
3.5 now. I swear it opened up yesterday like at like 1.5.
I like Texas in that
Texas
game.
favored, but like by 1.5. Yeah, I mean, Texas should kill them.
Well, Vandy,
you'll get the resources and the talent on the team.
Well, another thing, Vandy's been benefiting from they played two frauds at home and beat them both by a touchdown. So, like, yeah, Vandy's, yeah, they're better than they used to be. They're a fine football team, but they're not 7-1 in the way that you would think of 7-1.
They're benefiting from a nice, the opponents that they're playing. I mean, they got to knock out Lenore Sellers early in that South Carolina game on the road. Hell, they almost lost this weekend to a freshman quarterback who's cold off the bench.
Now, I will say they were up when they knocked out Sellers, and it wasn't super early, right? That was right before half. It was like 14-7 right before half. And I do still think they would have won that game, just seeing like how South Carolina can't block anybody. But beat them 31-7 is because they knocked out Sellers. But I do think they still would have won.
Now, in all fairness, I don't think Texas is great either.
Who are we rooting for in this game, Sam?
I still think you need Vandy for your resume.
See, I think I disagree. I think Texas will lose either at Georgia or to A&M.
Oh, 100%.
I can't say 100%.
They're losing one of those games for sure.
I feel confident they will. I'm not sure if I want them to have Vandy to have a road win at Texas because they play Auburn and Kentucky. And I wouldn't be so sure, Sam. I don't know if I'd give the committee. Would they 100% rank a 10-2 Tennessee above a 10-2 Vanderbilt?
Yes. With a head-to-head win, and yes.
What if it's a close game?
No.
They ranked Alabama ahead of us last year.
This is Vanderbilt we're talking about.
I know, but they ranked Alabama ahead of us in 22 and in 24. They have shown that head-to-head doesn't always matter, and they started the conversation last year about how close road losses are basically ties. You remember that? How people started talking about that whenever we barely beat Alabama. It's like, oh, it was a close game. It was on the road. I'm just saying I feel like we'd have to have some style points to beat Vandy.
You do not have to worry about that. If we beat Vandy the last week of the season, they're in no way, shape, or form is Vandy going to get the nod over us with the same record.
Just at the time they played, they'd have a win at number 11, at number 20, over number 10 LSU, over number 15 Missouri. Their 2 losses would be on the road to top 10 teams.
That's fine and dandy.
I am not so sure.
That's all fine and dandy. You ain't got to worry about that. Don't even let that thought slip into your mind.
Beat Vandy. I am covering all my bases. I will do the worrying while you lay your head down at night, sleeping, not knowing the evils of the world. I'll sit up here and worry about it while you just go through life oblivious.
You're like my mom, worried about we were talking about getting our plane the other day for our little vacation and getting everything booked, and we were talking about, she said, well, what are we going to do with the car? Where are we going to park the car? I said, you park it at the airport. It's no problem. You do the long-term parking. It's no problem, $12 a day, whatever. She said, well, what if our windows get busted out? I said, well, what use is it in worrying about that? I mean, that could happen anytime, but it's unlikely, Mom. It could happen, I guess, but I think it's very unlikely.
Where does she want to park that they wouldn't bust her windows out?
Know.
Does she have an underground bunker she can leave it in?
I don't know. I said, Mom, you park at the airport. People park at the airport every day.
Old school stuff. Just park it off a beaten path and cover it up. Just put a tarp over it.
She's over here asking, well, what if our windows get busted out? Why would you worry about it?
That is a good question.
I mean, it's unlikely to happen. The same as Vandy getting the nod over Tennessee. It's unlikely to happen.
I'm covering my bases, and I think that if you did a blind resume test, the resume would hold up better than ours. It's just how much we'd beat them by and how much they weigh head-to-head.
I'm going to choose not to make that a worry.
They have shown over the last couple of years that they are not beholden to logic, consistency, or head-to-head results. That's all I'm saying.
It doesn't matter because they're going to lose at Texas this week.
That's why I think I want Texas to beat them for that reason, just to remove that from the equation.
I hear you. I don't think you got to worry about it, though.
So, Cody, for that, argument of Tennessee or Vandy for the playoffs, what's Tennessee's best win of the season? Arkansas, Mississippi State?
Vandy.
Okay, what would be Vandy's best wins of the season?
Not against Tennessee.
South Carolina.
South Carolina sucks.
LSU, Missouri at Texas.
LSU with a fired coach. Probably Missouri probably be their best win.
The top 15 team.
Maybe Texas, I guess, in that scenario.
On the road. They'd have more to choose from than we would.
Yeah, but they'd have a big L in Knoxville, and that'd be the last thing the committee watched.
Well, it depends on how big the L was. That's what I said. If it was a close loss, I think it would come into play. Again, you just lay your head down at night. I'll worry about it. I'll handle all the scenarios. It's always the scenarios with this guy. Yes. I look at all the scenarios. I went ahead and told all the freaks to go ahead and brace for Notre Dame to win 10 in a row and get in the playoff. So you guys, if you've been listening all season, you went ahead and made peace with that, middle of September when Cody told you not to worry about them either. Now look at them.
Narduzzi, Pittsburgh. We got to circle that one, right?
That's the only hope.
Because, Notre Dame, that would help us a lot if we could get them out of the picture, because now that we didn't get the result we wanted, you got to kind of pencil Ole Miss in.
We are almost, Cody, we're almost penciled in at 5th at best in the SEC.
Almost. But here's the thing. November hasn't even begun yet. And when you take the whole...
I think we can say November's begun. Just because by the time
it's October.
But by the time we play football, like it's November football now. Like November football is here.
Yeah.
None of these games, our next game's in November. So we've made it to November for all intents and purposes.
As an odds man, which you are, you're
an odd man.
You remember the conversation last year. It's not about the games necessarily being likely to go your way, but it's about having enough games in the pot that something's going to go wrong.
Sure.
So when you consider that Ole Miss will have to play Florida, Mississippi State, whoever else they have left, like it's all games you assume Ole Miss is going to win.
Hold that thought, because I know where we're headed. Let's just take a break. We'll come back. Okay. We'll dive into it, because I think it's an easy way to tie in the rest of the college football weekend and kind of look ahead to next weekend and have a longer discussion. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw Premium Vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly. Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives. And I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at bonoshouses.com.
Tennessee set to play Oklahoma, so can we not play any Zach Bryan this week? Sam is from Oklahoma. We need to shun Oklahoma stuff. No Toby Keith.
Fine by me.
No Garth Brooks. I don't really know anybody else from Oklahoma, but those are the three that come to mind. Is anybody else from Oklahoma, Cody, country-wise?
Blake Shelton.
Is Blake Shelton from Oklahoma?
I thought you said that last week.
I couldn't remember if I did or not. I
mean, he was their picker.
Yeah. No Blake Shelton. We ain't got no Blake Shelton in there, but no country stuff from any of those guys. I don't really know any Oklahoma rappers, but no Oklahoma rappers either, please. I don't like this fan base that's coming in here of Oklahoma. I don't like those guys.
They seem kind of nice.
Maybe they've been nice to you. They ain't been nice to me.
Well, I don't agitate them online.
Would you talk to them at all online?
No.
Okay, then how do you know they're nice?
Well, because I think if I encountered one and out on the streets, it would be a pleasant interaction.
Based on what? You've never interacted with
I
one.
wouldn't be taunting them like
But you've
you
never
do.
interacted with one. You're coming from this of a place of ignorance.
No, I've met
experience.
Oklahoma fans. I've met them
No
before.
experience.
What do you
You
mean?
just said you hadn't encountered them.
No, I have. I mean, I've met them.
Now you're making stuff up.
Yeah.
Now you're making stuff up, although the wedding I was at was actually ran by Oklahoma fans, so they were actually nice. Maybe it's dumb to worry about any of these hypotheticals, but like I said, I do think we're at that point of the season where you worry about your team, but that's a big part of the fun of the college football playoff is caring about all this other stuff. It's another season that has me invested. The 12-team playoff has me invested in all these other games, which I think is ultimately good for the sport.
Yes.
Maybe people are rolling their eyes at the idea that a 10-2 Vandy with a loss head-to-head with Tennessee would be ranked over
Yes.
a 10-2 Tennessee. But I think if the roles were reversed, we'd look and say our resume is better. We should be ranked ahead of them.
Well, we're Tennessee.
And that if the game was in, if we were playing the game in our home, we would have won. I think we'd be saying the same things.
I am choosing to roll my eyes at that. I do not believe that's possible.
I typically choose to look at things from an unbiased standpoint. I worry about that. I'm trying to be fair. And I do think that if you just had a blind resume test, a 10-2 Vandy with a close loss at Tennessee and the same type of loss to Alabama that Tennessee had, you could look and say that our wins were better and we should get in. And that if the game was at Nashville, yada, yada, yada. That's all I'm preparing you for. That's it. Really needed Iowa State to do us a solid with BYU. That didn't happen. So now BYU still finds themselves undefeated somehow at number 10 in the country. Do we know if they did with their NIL what they did with basketball, Sam? Was that a talk at all in college football circles? Because, I mean, like the talk there with, them getting – you're still going to have to help me with this name. Dabantanza, how do I say his name?
Dabansa.
Dabansa.
Yeah, Dabansa.
Dabansa, you're going to have to help me there. With them going out and, buying a basketball recruit, say, hey, there's all this tech money with BYU. They're spending. Although now maybe with Texas Tech's quarterback injury, maybe our best bet is just BYU beats Texas Tech and runs the table. They play in 2 weeks in Lubbock. Maybe we just have to turn into BYU fans. I don't know.
I'm in the process of breaking down everyone's remaining games of the teams that we've got to worry about in our circle.
Let's just do a snapshot here, okay? We got 3 Big Ten teams, right? Count them up, Bubba. Ohio State, Indiana, who is just a damn tank. Good for Indiana and Kurt Cignetti.
Yeah.
And right now we feel like Oregon's pretty good, even though Oregon, I do think Oregon is in a position where they probably couldn't afford another loss to be safely in.
Who's that?
Oregon.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to. So Ohio State and Indiana,
they're in.
You can pencil them in.
I'd say
Oregon,
Sharpie them in. They're good.
Oregon has 3 remaining games that I would consider to be losable. They're games that Oregon, they'll be favored, but they got to go at Iowa. They got USC, and they're at Washington. They also have Minnesota in there, but I'm not including Minnesota. So at Iowa, USC at home, at Washington. 3 challenging games.
Sure.
So Oregon already has 1 loss. If you could get them to take a second one, that would be good.
You could technically have the same, like, poke the holes in the resume 10-2 argument with Tennessee and Oregon. Like, who's their best win?
No, I know.
Penn
That's what
State?
I'm saying. Like, I to me, Sam, that would come down to politics, though.
Yeah.
That would come down to we're not giving you 5 SEC teams and only taking 2 Big Ten teams. Like, I think you'd have to deal with bias there because I think Oregon would basically be in the same exact boat as Penn State was last year. And, like, Penn State never got questioned at 10-2. And I'm like, how? How the hell is Penn State not getting questioned? How are they getting to host? They haven't beaten anybody. Nobody. But yet they said, Big Ten, we're going to put them in there. So, like, you are 100% right that a 10-2 Oregon would not have a resume to stand on.
Would a 10-2 USC team have any lineage to that?
I guess I haven't even thought about them. I've already written them off. But let's see. At Nebraska, Northwestern,
they've
Iowa, at Oregon. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they get that at Oregon win, they'd have a chance. They'd have a chance. And that'd be a better win than Tennessee had. But for now, I'm going to say 3 Big Ten teams. We'll worry about it if it changes.
I haven't worked USC into the equation yet.
I think, Cody, like I said, I think we're kind of locked into 5th at best when it comes to where we stand in the SEC. Most likely. Like, Alabama could still lose a couple games.
Well,
Georgia could still lose a couple games. That could happen.
I have my SEC teams. Listed. I'm choosing not to worry about Missouri.
No, Missouri's eliminated.
I believe, are eliminated. They still have to play A&M.
And they lost their quarterback. Their quarterback broke his ankle.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about Missouri.
No, he's done.
And despite what you're saying about Vandy, I am not worrying about Vandy because I think they're going to lose to Texas. And whether they do or not, say they run the table, I think Tennessee beats them head-to-head. That gives us the trump card over Vandy. So
I think we should include Vandy until they lose to Texas.
Well,
just personally, I think they should be included.
You can do that on your list, but in my scenario, we're beating them anyway and giving them their second loss.
And
So
I don't think that's necessarily going to put us in. I think we'd have to have some style points there.
if you believe that, we'll agree to disagree. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So here's what I'm looking at. A&M, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, right? A&M has 2 games left that are challenging. At Missouri, at Texas. Problem is A&M's undefeated.
Texas A&M's in, as far as I'm concerned. Let's just make them
I think so too.
80% chance. Let's go ahead and say they're in.
I think so too. Even if they were to lose to Texas, I mean,
I think even if they lost 2 games, they'd be in.
Well, I don't know about that, but if they lose the SEC championship, that's not going to be held against them. So
I think the win at Notre Dame would put them in even with 2 losses.
Okay. I agree with you. I think
unless,
A&M,
of course, one of them was the Samford. Like, I think that maybe changes things. But at Missouri and home for South Carolina, not bad enough to disqualify them, I don't think. So I would say they are 80% and above. Go ahead and call them a loxy.
I think Alabama is in the same boat. They have 3 games left, challenging games against LSU, Oklahoma, but both of those games are at home.
Interim coach bump, LSU, huh? Little interim coach bump?
In T-Town, probably not.
I don't think that matters unless Nussmeier gets some type of miraculous shoulder surgery to fix his dead arm. His arm has completely fallen off. I don't know if you saw. It was before their last game, but I think he ranked 129th, I think is what somewhere around there in terms of velocity on his throws. Like he went from a top 15 type of guy to like down at 129. Like, so his arm is just shot.
Yeah.
They have done him no favors. And if I'm him, I think I'm shutting it down and getting my shoulder fixed. But anyways, Alabama, they should be good. They should take care of LSU and Oklahoma at home. And even if they lost to Auburn, they'd still be good.
Oklahoma's a game they're going to have circled as well. It's a revenge game after what happened last year in Norman. At Auburn could be tricky. I wouldn't rule that out as being a wild, freaky game.
80% or above, they're a lock. Move on.
I think so too. I think so too. Ole Miss, here's what Ole Miss has got.
Lock.
South Carolina.
Win.
At home. Florida at home.
Win.
At Mississippi State.
They are going to win that game as well, most likely. The problem is, even if they lost to Mississippi State, I still think they'd be in.
You're just penciling Ole Miss in at 10-2?
No, I won't say that they'd 100% be in, but I do think that win at Oklahoma is going to go a long way. I don't know if losing at Mississippi State would be enough, because if you just think about it, Cody, let's say they win the next 3 games, South Carolina, the Citadel, and Florida. I think they would be, they're already ranked number 7th. I think they'd probably be right there, like number 5, number 6, number 5. Maybe just stay at number 7. Even then, you really think they're going to drop 5 spots for losing a rivalry game?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, maybe. I'll say they're like a 75% team as well.
Here's our best path. The Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia Bulldogs, okay?
You got to hope for Kirby Smart to lose, which
twice
doesn't happen a lot. Florida.
Okay.
Neutral site.
All right.
At Mississippi State.
All right.
Texas. Georgia Tech. Undefeated Georgia Tech, who about had them last year.
Non-conference.
Yes.
Who would most likely win the ACC as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, in this scenario, Bubba, we're looking for 2 losses. We'd have to have 2 losses during this. But, like, the non-conference wouldn't really matter. We're not talking about – because, like, with Georgia, if they lost again, they shouldn't be alive for the SEC championship, right? A&M and Alabama both undefeated in conference.
Yeah.
Alabama with a head-to-head over Georgia. So, like, you know, A&M or Alabama would have to lose basically
you
3
for
times.
Sure, you for sure Georgia needs to lose twice. Like, if you get one, it
well, if you're going to do the thing about name brand.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
If you're going to do the thing about name brand with Tennessee and Vandy and whatever, I know there'd be a head-to-head there as well.
We're not going to get a trump card over Georgia when Georgia beat us head-to-head.
Right.
In Knoxville.
Right.
So, yeah, you probably need them to lose 2.
And also, their win over Ole Miss is better than our best win.
I do think
they'd have 2 wins better than our best win.
I do think they have the toughest path.
And like the Alabama loss is good, even though it's at home. It's a fine loss. So yeah, I think they'd have to lose twice.
Yeah, I think so too. Which, you know, Kirby losing twice in November, probably not going to happen. But I do think they have the toughest amount of tests left. Like, to have to play Texas, Florida, at Mississippi State, and Georgia Tech. Now, they get 2 of those at home. They get Texas and Georgia Tech in Athens. Georgia Tech ain't beating them in Athens.
The gross thing, and we'll save it for another day because we got a lot to get into. The gross thing is that we haven't even gotten into the ACC.
Well, that's the ACC and the Big 12. I mean, that's going to be – you're going to need some chaos there to happen.
And I'm curious to see, like, the college football playoff ranking will come out next week after the Oklahoma game, so we'll get an idea. But, like, there's a whole big jumbled up mess of ACC teams that might all navigate their way to, like, you know, 1 loss or 2 at the most, and just kind of have it all jumbled up. But we'll save that for another day. We got too much to get into. Tennessee played some basketball. Tennessee hired a baseball coach. A full NFL Sunday. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your home exterior needs. If your home needs new siding, windows, doors, gutters, handrails, a deck, or a new roof, then give my friends at North Knox Siding and Windows a call at 865-689-0505. You can also visit their showroom at 5618 North Broadway. Locally owned and operated and proudly serving all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, North Knox Siding and Windows. Online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players in helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Tennessee basketball was at the center of the sport last night on ESPN2. Fun first half. Vibes are good. Tennessee won. And then the second half kind of flipped a little bit. Duke ends up kind of dominating that second half and getting out with the victory, 83-76. Sam, what was your big takeaway from the game?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to put too much stock into it. I think you can see the vision with Nate Ament. I thought some of the shot choices were a little suspect at times, and then just, didn't really have his best shooting night. But I think you can start to see the vision with him in that 1-2 punch of Gillespie. Dwayne Brown was a huge plus. I talked about that front court versatility last week, and I didn't even mention his name. So being able to kind of see his impact early, I thought was huge. And
yeah, perfect 5 of 5 from the field for him. And he also grabbed 6 rebounds. And you couple that with Rick Barnes, kind of calling out Jalen Carey, the Vanderbilt transfer, after the game. Said, hey, we gave him 11, 12 minutes and he grabbed 1 rebound. That ain't going to cut it. Like, Jalen Carey's got to be here to be a tough guy. Especially, a Duke team that felt like they beat you up on the boards for a while. Like, if you're Barnes, you're going to gravitate towards the guys who go out there and play hard and rebound. So, like you're saying with Dwayne Brown, he was good in his 13 minutes, and he might, really carve himself out a role. And I think, he's been an afterthought for a lot of people.
Old Dwayne Brown, where'd he come from?
Alabama.
Oh,
well, he's a freshman, but he's from the state of Alabama.
Welcome in, Dwayne. Quick correction. Georgia and Georgia Tech are not playing in Athens. That game is in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Which I did not realize. Yeah.
So the game last year was in Athens, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Georgia Tech's doing it because they want NIL money.
Yeah, their big game, like kind of like what, there's talk when we play them that it might be Mercedes-Benz for that reason too. Okay,
Interesting.
Makes sense. Well, that's better because like when I looked at their schedule, it didn't say at Georgia Tech, so I assumed it was a home game for Georgia. Just kind of glancing at it,
That's
so,
what I assumed too.
Yeah, so that's good. That's better than being a road game for Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Last night, I mean, I thought at times Ament was trying to do too much. He was, getting integrated kind of into how that offense is going to run. I think he's got pretty much, full range to do what he wants for the most part. It seems like Barnes is going to treat him kind of like Kevin Durant, like you've got the green light. But I thought he tried to do too much at times.
I don't know for sure if that's the case. Now, late in the game, it did seem like it was like, hey, Nate, we're going to let you go play some hero ball. But just knowing how Rick Barnes talked about the exhibition when he was on with the drive and knowing how he treated the exhibition last year, I think it also could have been a little bit of a learn your lesson type of thing. Like, hey, this basketball is a little bit tougher at this level, huh? Like you ain't going to survive just being able to, back down people in the post and shoot your turnaround jumper, because it seemed like Nate was still trying to play that way, and it wasn't really going in for him.
Yeah.
So if you're Rick Barnes, you can kind of teach some lessons here. And I think that was a part of what last night was. Like, I was shocked to see Bishop Boswell play 24 minutes. To get the start and play 24 minutes, I'd be pretty surprised if that was the case when games counted. Like, it almost felt like maybe Rick Barnes was trying to send a message to the other guys. Amari Abram, Ethan Berg. Like, hey, guys, you're going to have to do something better. We're not just going to hand you this playing time. Let that be a little bit of a lesson. Same for Brown playing 14 minutes. Like, I think that was a lesson to the veterans. Like, hey, Jalen Carey. Hey, Cade Phillips. Hey, JP Estrella, who only played 8 minutes. Now, I don't know if Estrella is just kind of a minutes count. They're just kind of being cautious of him because he's been a little bit banged up. But, like, Brown getting more minutes than Estrella and Carey and only being a couple of minutes behind Cade Phillips. Like, I think that's a little bit of him, A, throwing some rotation stuff out there, seeing what'll fit, experimenting, but B, also maybe sending some messages to players.
Yeah, and I mean, when Jimmy Dykes was interviewing Barnes during the exhibition, he was talking about how he's like, this lineup, I mean, it's a lineup that we've never had out here, and we're trying some different things, and that's what you would expect in an exhibition.
That interview was a disaster.
Yeah.
The team just fell apart.
That was a good idea.
Barnes was like, put the starters in.
He's like, get those subs in right now.
Get the starters back in.
The team just immediately fell apart. Now, look, on the other side, I did feel like John Shire coached it as if he was wanting to win.
They were playing much harder than we were.
Yep, and they only played 9 guys, and Cameron Boozer played 38 and a half minutes.
I told you we weren't going to have an answer for him, John.
We didn't. I don't know how many teams in the country are going to have an answer for him.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, I don't think we're going to have an answer for him. I don't think anyone will all season.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like 2 things looked apparent to me last night. Duke's underrated, and so is Tennessee. Like, I don't think that's number 6 and number 18 out there playing. I think it's more like number 2 or number 3 playing like number 9, number 10. Maybe it's number 12. Maybe it's calling Tennessee a top 10 teams a little bit too much right now, but like number 12, number 13. But yeah, Boozer wasn't great from the field, only 7 of 20. But like, I'll be honest, for a good portion of the game, I was just kind of watching on my phone while keeping up with NFL and doing some other stuff. And then at one point in the second half, it flashed up that he had 20 points and 21 rebounds and 6 assists. I was like, what the hell? He finishes with 24 points, 23 rebounds.
He's a pretty good player. But
now, he's also bigger than his brother, right, Sam? Like,
yeah. One of them's kind of a guard, and he's just a.
How the hell does that happen? They're twins, aren't they?
I don't know.
Like, how's the one so much more physically imposing?
They kept talking about how he's 6'9", 250. He's been that way since freshman year of high school.
What's the other one? The other one's like
Caden's
6'5"?
like, yeah, Caden's like 6'5". Like,
How the hell does that
220.
work? I'd be so mad if I was Caden Boozer. Like, it's nice to get to ride the coattails and get to go to Duke because of your dad and your brother. But like, I always felt bad for Taylor Griffin. You guys remember Taylor Griffin? You remember him, Bub, at all?
Nope.
He was Blake Griffin's older brother.
Oof.
And he was at Oklahoma at the same time. And he was fine. He kind of played like Stephen Pearl, just kind of like, hey, I'm out here to take charges and try to do some hustle stuff. Meanwhile, Blake's like this superstar jumping out of the gym, and I always felt so bad for Taylor. Just like, man, this sucks. But at least they weren't twins. These guys are twins, right? They're the Boozer twins. How the hell is one so much bigger and better?
I guess he got the better chromosomes.
I mean, the Morris twins, Markeith and Marcus, they were pretty similar. Marcus was a little bit better. The Thompson twins, they were both top 10 picks and both in the NBA, like both really good. But these damn Boozer twins, like
he established his dominance in the womb.
I guess he did. I don't know. Does he eat the extra placenta? I don't know how that works, but
what?
I don't know. Is placenta? Is that not
you
a thing?
Eat the placenta? Is that what happens?
I mean, placenta is a part of the womb, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But
I'm just saying, is that how he got bigger and stronger? What else could he eat in there? I don't know. What else was he eating?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just figured, hell, like that's the only thing I think of of stuff he could possibly eat. I don't know.
Do they eat the placenta?
Well, one twin came out 6'9", the other came out 6'5". You tell me what the hell happened.
I don't know what happened.
Well, neither do I.
I wasn't there.
I theorized that maybe he ate too much. He ate more placenta. I don't know.
I didn't even know you ate placenta.
You might not. You might not. Or maybe you do. I don't know. I wasn't cognitive while in the womb. Are you Googling whether or not you eat placenta?
Yes.
Let me know what it says. Did Cameron Boozer eat more placenta than Caden?
I said, do babies eat the placenta? And it says, Copilot says, yes, some people do eat their baby's placenta, a practice known as placentophagy, but it is controversial and lacks scientific backing for its purported benefits.
Okay, so that's about humans eating it afterwards.
That seems weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell the placenta is.
Is it an overreaction, Sam, to say that, like, Nate looks like he's in a different weight class than Cameron Boozer? Like, because those guys are peers in terms of, like, draft status and, like,
definitely a different weight class.
But, like, freshman phenoms and, like, guys that are going to be kind of judged against each other. Like, Boozer did obviously look more physically imposing, but just the stat line, like, Nate's wasn't great. 14 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, I think this recruiting class, it has been, like, I think it was kind of well documented before coming into the season that, like, Boozer, this Debanza kid, and then Darren Peterson over at Kansas.
So he's a second tier guy.
Yeah. Projectability, whereas, like, those three guys are just NBA bodies and
right
guys
now.
Already.
Yeah, because, with Nate, like, look, I'm not going to overreact to a exhibition game. And, like, I do think Nate's somebody that, look, if he went 0 for 5 from 3, if he hits 2 of those, he scores 20 points, grabs 10 rebounds. That's a pretty good, debut.
The placenta does provide nutrients to the fetus.
See?
According
that's what
to,
I thought.
Yeah. After delivery, a common way to prepare the placenta for eating is to put it in a capsule. However, some people have been known to eat the placenta raw or cooked. They even put it in smoothies. This is from the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
You can put the placenta into a smoothie with bananas and strawberries.
I watched cows. It's a beautiful thing watching cows lick the placenta off of their baby. I always loved watching that as a kid.
What?
Never mind.
Huh? Were you saying what to me or him?
To you. I don't know what he's saying. What are you saying?
Eating the placenta. You said raw?
Some
That's crazy.
people have been known to eat the placenta raw or cooked or to just put it in a smoothie.
I think cooking it or putting it in a smoothie is way crazier than just eating it raw, just personally. But no, when a cow's born, it comes, covered up, kind of like in a cocoon, and the cow's got to go lick it, get it cleaned up and wake it up. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, the circle of life.
Okay.
But like I said, with Amon, if he hits a couple threes, I think we look at his game a little bit differently. I did like his aggression and the fact he felt like a go-to scorer down the stretch. Now, he drew 7 fouls. He was getting to the free throw line a little bit. He was being aggressive. I thought he got robbed. I don't know if you guys were watching still intently, but I thought 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, he had a pretty clutch and won. I thought they changed the rules in college basketball. Is that not a thing? I thought they became more liberal on this and one. They kind of.
Oh, you're talking about how he took 2 steps instead of the one?
So they're saying you only get one now, or they're saying you get one on an and
yeah,
one.
At least on the broadcast, Dax was asking about that, and it's I guess 2. I mean, it's gonna be offensive,
I thought they had kind of adapted just
continuous
the NBA
motion
rule
instead of another.
As long as you didn't dribble or walk, that you were good. So I
think
thought
that's what they're doing. They're letting you. They're giving you a little more cushion.
Well, that's what I thought, and then I thought Nate had a pretty basic and one, and they waved it off, which would have also been a good moment for him. I don't know if it's hey, it's an exhibition for the officials too. They're not going to be perfect, and maybe that's something that the conference or whoever judges them gets together and says, hey, that probably should have been continuation, because I thought we fixed that. What else? I mean, Tennessee 10 of 27 from 3. Gillespie struggled a little bit, Tennessee was 8 of 26 from 3. Duke was 10 of 27, so neither team shot the ball well. You don't really expect that in your first game.
I feel like it's kind of nice that Gillespie is the shooter, offensive-minded guard.
Yeah, and I think he'll be better than he was last night. He was 3 of 13. I think that's the volume's there, of course. The green light to shoot 13 times is kind of crazy, but yeah, I think he'll hit.
The vision's there too. The passes need to be cleaned up a little bit because it's trying to throw some lobs at Akpar and they're just too high, too low, too outside.
But he's also trying to throw him bub over a couple NBA guys too, on Duke's defensive end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Duke was able to get their hands on a couple of them that I don't know if other teams would necessarily be able to. I do think that ultimately this was a great exercise last night. I do really like the exhibition trend that has started. Throwing it on TV, that's whatever. I don't know if the boys get any money from that. I don't know, if it's just brand exposure or whatever. But I do think it was a good measuring stick last night to watch them play, to play an actual top 10 team. Like I said, I think it's more of a top 5 team. I appreciate that Duke went for it and was trying hard. I think that's a punch in the mouth that our boys need. And I'm glad it doesn't count on your record. Especially now that you lost. Of course, if you win, you want it to count. When we beat Gonzaga, hey, count that. But I am glad that it's a punch in the mouth. It brings you up to speed, and now you grow from it whenever their games actually start counting. Because you'll have a couple weeks. You'll have 3 or 4 weeks before the games actually get contested. You know what I mean?
Your first one's Tuesday, November 25th. It's about a month. You could say Monday, November 24th, if you think Rutgers is going to be a challenge.
They're at least a team that I was going to say, I don't know. Whenever I did my basketball preview podcast on the Fan Run Podcast Network with my friend Will, he said Rutgers probably going to finish last in the Big Ten. So
okay, so
they're not very good.
Houston, you've seen them before.
Yep.
That'll be a challenge.
Houston will be a dogfight, and you'll probably lose that game. But that'll be another one where you get punched in the mouth and you hope it makes you better.
Well, and then you'll get another opponent after that you don't know yet. You'll have a third opponent on Wednesday, November 26th, and it should be somebody decent.
Yeah, it should be quality. It should be a quality opponent.
Yeah, you got Illinois and Louisville on the schedule too, so you'll have some tests in the non-conference. Duke really scheduled tough in the non-conference too. They were. They're playing 6 ranked teams.
That's what you should do in basketball.
Yeah, Shire was saying, look, it's not about going undefeated. It's about playing.
It's about getting ready.
The best. He's like, we want to play the best, and be ready.
Especially if you're in the ACC, where it's just not as strong as it used to be, where there's only 4 or 5 kind of top teams.
Yeah.
SEC, I mean, you still see SEC teams scheduling tough out of conference, but when it's that grind day in, day out type of thing, I think that's a little bit different.
Well, we got a tough start to league play at Arkansas and at Florida, 2 of our first 3 games.
I do hope that this relationship leads to a home and home.
Be cool.
It'd be nice to have a home and home with Duke. I wonder if Rick and Shire can get that done. Now, it'd have been cool to have it with Boozer and Amen. It'd be a game that counts, but it would be cool if they get it done, down the road. They clearly are developing a working relationship here. And maybe that puts aside any bad blood that they might have had after the tournament game where we kind of roughhoused them and threw them around for a while.
Did we ever have a game against Coach K? It seems like maybe I remember one like 2011 or something, like way back in the day.
Way back in the day, 2011?
I mean, it's 15 years ago almost. So
we played them. Okay, so of course we played them in the tournament, like we talked about.
Right? Yeah, that was Shire.
We played them in Maui, in 2012, 2011, 2012. So okay. Maui would have been 11.
Yeah, we lost that game.
Yeah, we weren't very good in 2011.
No,
that was Konzo's year, right?
When's the last time we played Duke? Before that, is it?
So the tournament game, like we talked about, the Maui game. We played on a neutral site December 29th in New Orleans. The last time we played at home and away was 1977. They came to Knoxville in 76. It was December, and we played them the year before in Durham in 75. We beat them in Durham. Then they beat us in Knoxville, which back in 76, 75, I don't even know if that Duke program would have been anything at that point.
Where did we beat them?
Huh?
Where did we beat them?
Durham.
Okay.
Was Coach K there yet?
In 75? I'd say it'd be right around the cutoff, right?
I mean, he was
it'd be right around the cutoff.
Like, well, I can't spell that. Hard to Google this. I can't spell it. 1980.
He started at Duke, in 1980. So, no, he wouldn't have been there.
He was probably there as an assistant coach or something, maybe.
No, he was coaching the Army before then.
Yeah.
He was coaching the Army before then.
Coach the Army, wow. More like General K.
Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. We'll talk some more football. The NFL. The big dogs were eating yesterday. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Friday Night Lights are back, and that means so is the SM Athletics Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Join me, Tim Hill, a.k.a. Vols Tim 85, and my crew every Friday night starting at 9:30 p.m. Live action, live calls, and all of the biggest talking points in East Tennessee high school football. It's the Friday Night Scoreboard Show presented by SM Athletics right here on Fan Run Radio, 1340 AM, the free Fan Run app, and streaming live on YouTube on Fan Run TV.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys. And we cover college football like no one else.
Each week, we preview all the big games in college football, and we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power Rankings, Tuesday Trivia. John Reed and Cody going wild, no Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ay. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen. Ay. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Hey. Morning booming.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Hour number 3 brought to you by SM Athletics. If you need any apparel, any gear for your team, your club, your organization, give SM Athletics a call at 966-3434. Online at smathletics.com. Shop local. Shop with the people you trust. SM Athletics, the sponsor of the Fan Run 2025 college football pick'em. Cody surges back into number 4. Good job by Cody.
We're still
holding
rolling.
strong in the top 4.
Still rolling. 6-4 this week, but we got our top 6 confidence picks.
Sam Hurd continues to be a machine, though, as he puts up a 50 spot.
That guy must be using math or something.
He puts up a 50 spot and grows his lead over the field. He is now 22 points ahead of you, Cody.
Yeah.
And 20 points ahead of second place. So you're only 2 points out of second place.
I'll get there, too.
But
I'll get there. I know ball.
As long as Sam Hurd doesn't forget to make his picks,
yeah,
he's looking like he's going to be tough to catch.
He's probably cheating. That guy, he must be using an algorithm or something.
There's a new guy in the top 100.
Bubba, you've cracked the top 100?
Now down to 72.
Let's go.
Only missed one pick this week, and it was Illinois and Washington.
Good job by you boys.
It is good that at least we have someone who can represent us as a show on the top of the pick'ems. You know, given
that's right.
that we're sports guys. Like,
yeah,
we need to have some representation there. Like, we know what we're talking about. Some credibility.
We are all riding on your back right here.
What could go wrong?
Don't let us down. Don't let us down. All right, let's kick off some Hour 3 headlines,
Thanks,
please.
John. What a time for sports. I mean, so much going on. We haven't even talked about baseball because we got basketball going on. We got football going on. The World Series is happening. and the Dodgers have evened it up at 1-1. Now you probably saw Friday, Toronto, the bats got going, kind of teed off a little bit, but then Saturday, the Dodgers shut him down. Yamamoto, he shut him down. That guy's a stud. Blake Snell, though, not able to do the same. He wasn't able to continue his good run of pitching. So series is tied 1-1 back in L.A. tonight. Well, in L.A. tonight and tomorrow. So we'll see if the Dodgers can close out another one or if Toronto is able to shock the world.
The Dodgers' third ace on the mound tonight with Glasnow, but we'll see. Max Scherzer's pitched a lot of big games. He's kind of a psycho. We'll see how he fares against that Dodgers lineup. I look forward to you telling me tomorrow how it went.
You ever have matcha?
No.
I know you haven't. Look at that. It's green.
Although tonight's Monday Night Football game ain't great. Maybe I'll pay a little attention to the World Series tonight because I imagine the Chiefs are going to annihilate the Marcus Mariota-led Commanders.
It's got a banana cream cold foam.
Although 8 o'clock, that's right when the Hawks and Bulls start. So I don't know.
And extra protein. This has protein in it. You ever have matcha, Sam?
No, and I think you should lose your man card for drinking something like that.
Is there placenta in it?
Could be. You never know what Starbucks is up to these days.
Banana cream cold foam?
It's so funny watching Cody bring in these girly drinks and just drinking them all the time. He's like my
sounds
sister.
gas,
I don't
though.
know. He's like my sister. Like we've been trying to have an intervention with her for a decade about all the damn Starbucks she drinks and everything. And here I am sitting next to her every morning here. It's green.
I don't even know what it is, but on the menu this morning they got me because I was looking at my app. I was getting ready to put in my usual order, and it said, "Hey, we have protein now. We have new protein packed power punches. Would you like to combine the Italian sausage egg bites with the banana cream protein iced matcha?" And I said,
"Are you sure it's not
sure.
maca? Like I keep feeling like it's probably maca."
I don't know.
It is matcha.
I don't know. It's got a T in it.
Okay.
It
Never
is
mind.
matcha.
Are you thinking of mocha?
I don't know what the hell I'm thinking.
I think you're thinking of mocha.
Okay.
Which is like a chocolate kind of coffee, sort of. It's like chocolate milk with coffee, kind of.
I've never seen a man drink a matcha, to be quite honest with you.
Neither have I.
I always see just like college girls drinking them.
Yeah, I've never
Maybe
had
they're
one.
onto something.
Maybe.
I've never had one, but it's really good.
How much caffeine is in it?
I don't know. They just had it on the menu. They said, "Do you want to try this?" I said, "Sure." I got my nitro brew. Can you be a man if you drink the nitro brew first?
Yeah.
Because that's straight black.
Yeah.
I mean, that's motor oil going down, So this is just kind of a treat.
You got any headlines?
Yeah. What do you think about the Georgia-Florida game? Who are you rooting for? I mean, I guess you got to root for Florida, right?
Yeah, I guess we do, but it doesn't excite me because, there's still. I don't want Florida to get any ideas. Yeah, I think I'd rather just them die.
Well, they got Georgia,
but if Georgia loses, that playoff spot becomes available.
Yeah, they got Georgia, and then Florida's at Kentucky and at Ole Miss before they play us. We really need to win in Gainesville. I mean, that's something. But we can't worry about that yet.
One at a time, went out.
Yep.
I'll be rooting for Florida.
The Giants are devastated.
I don't think that's true. I'll just be watching. I won't be rooting for anybody.
The New York Giants are devastated as Cam Scatterbo has dislocated his right ankle.
It is sad.
A gruesome injury for my RB2.
Friend of Fan Run, Vols 1085's wife is a big Giants fan. And he said that she was down in the dumps. She loves Scatterbo. And she screamed out, "Can we just not have one bleeping thing?" And I wanted to be like, Tim, tell her that she won 2 damn Super Bowls.
Against the New England Patriots.
She knocked off Tom Brady and the greatest regular season team of all time.
Yeah, give me
Caught
a break.
pass on a damn helmet.
Give me a break.
Now, I doubt she was a Giants fan at that time, but surely maybe by 2011. But
why is she a Giants fan?
I don't know. I'm not going to gatekeep her fandom. I'm not going to get in.
Keep everyone else's fandom.
Yeah, because
you don't allow me to be a Dodgers fan.
I'll let you be a Dodgers fan. I just think it's not really like, I don't think you're a real fan. You didn't even know how the damn top of the lineup.
Well, isn't she just like a country girl from Roane County or somewhere around here?
Yeah. I don't know
why is she a Giants fan.
I don't know. I don't know if she's from Roane County or not, but
one of them.
Yeah, somewhere down there.
Granger, somewhere.
I don't think that's right either, but
Harriman. That's not a county.
I don't know why she's a fan. I don't know why she's a fan. But I'm not going to argue with her. I don't go up to random people arguing. We were having a discussion on the radio, and I say, it's a little weird to be a Dodgers fan, but whatever.
Yeah.
Did you see Scattaboo, like, he asked one of his teammates to help him up like he was going to walk that off while his bone was just, like, popping through his side?
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I saw him kind of look down at it and then kind of put his hands on his head like,
No, before that, he was like, hey, help me up. And it was just like, dude, you're not going to walk on that. I think he was just in shock, obviously, from the injury.
Yeah, which it's sad because I do like watching him play.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the end of his career in terms – because, I mean, it seems dramatic to say that, but, like, he's just a guy that doesn't have a lot of speed anyway, so I don't know how much he has to waste. You know
From
what
I was reading, the big concern was kind of like the Alex Smith thing is that with that type of fracture, like the infection is what makes it the recovery a lot longer. If it doesn't happen, though, it seems like he can come back.
I mean, he's a dog. I assume and he's a fan favorite, so like he'll get a chance. But like, ask me in terms of being effective, I just think he didn't have a lot of athleticism to waste. So I worry about him taking injuries.
Trevor writes in that you can also make the placenta into a necklace if you want to. So that's fun. LSU still finalizing the $54 million buyout with Brian Kelly. They still got some details to work out there. So, yeah, he's fired, but they got to figure out what they're going to do about that money. Still negotiating that, I believe.
What's there to negotiate? You fired me. Pay me.
That's what I'd be saying if I'm Brian.
Are they negotiating like when he gets the money or what? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
It is kind of gross. Isn't like Louisiana as a state like pretty poor, like in terms of like their budget and everything? Like, hasn't that been a talking point the last like decade?
It is, but luckily they've got a lot of different charities they can steal from, and that will help them to get the money they need to pay Brian Kelly.
It just felt gross, like the Louisiana governor is having these conversations, and you're like, oh yeah, he's a state employee.
They need to get some of the money from that Kennedy, that politician they got down there, John Kennedy. Isn't that his name? John Kennedy? Something Kennedy. That guy's crazy. Well, Jordan Love outdueled Aaron Rodgers as the Packers tout the successor. And they beat the Steelers 35-25 last night on Sunday Night Football.
See, I don't really view them as
what?
As rivals, or even like I don't even really associate those two together. Like when Favre and Rodgers did it, yes. Because Favre and Rodgers had an icy relationship, and Favre, I don't know. I just didn't feel that way about Love and
what is Rodgers. Love?
Jordan Love, I don't know how good he is week to week. I don't know if last night, I mean, he threw for 360 yards and made it look pretty easy. I don't know if that was more about him or just how terrible that Steelers defense is. They're like the 31st ranked pass defense in the league, which makes me think that like they're not long. That's why I couldn't fully get on board with you talking about how they're going to win the division and how the Ravens were done and everything, because I just think that Steelers team, they're just not very good on defense.
Don't they also have the highest paid defense in the league, the Steelers?
I mean, I feel like Jalen Ramsey and TJ Watt and Big Hayward in the middle, I'd say they all make some pretty good money.
Yeah. Texas Tech has lost their backup quarterback to a torn ACL. So they're all
the backup quarterback that got hurt.
Yeah.
So, hell, I thought I was a starting quarterback.
You were hoping the starter tore his ACL, weren't you?
Well, all I saw was the headline come across, and I won't act like I've watched a lot of Texas Tech, but I saw that yesterday. How the hell did the backup quarterback tear his ACL?
The starter has been injured too.
Oh, okay.
Baron Morton is that guy's name.
Okay. I haven't really kept up with Texas Tech. I only have so much.
So he's their injured starter. So the backup that was playing in his place tore his ACL. Will Hammond was his name. So Texas Tech is hoping that Morton is going to be healthy enough now to come back, because they're going to need him. Otherwise, they're down to their third-team quarterback. So
Well,
keep an eye on that in the Big 12.
That right there is the purpose of headlines.
Yeah, that could affect our playoff hopes.
To inform me and the audience of the happenings that maybe we would miss. Because, yeah, I saw that. I glanced at it. I didn't even know Texas Tech was dealing with quarterback issues.
Well, another one you may have missed in the Big 12 was Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes getting absolutely
I didn't
murdered.
I didn't miss this. I watched this one. At least kept looking at the score because it was. I want to say it was like the last game of the night on Saturday, right?
Yes, it was. It was the only game going on.
Because I kept looking, like, okay, I was kind of just looking for some action. Like, okay, like, is there anything to watch, anything to bet on? I was like, okay, let's see here. Nope, not ever going to get in on this Colorado game. Oh my, because it was like 27-0 in the first quarter, wasn't it?
It was 43-0 at halftime.
Okay. Okay, it was only 17-0 in the first quarter, so maybe I caught it at the beginning of the second. But I want to say the first time I saw it, it was already 26-0.
Deion said he was dumbfounded by Colorado's historic loss to Utah. 53-7 was the final. Pretty bad. Poor, Deion, I mean, you kind of feel for the guy too, right? I mean, he's out there dealing with all these health problems, getting stuff cut off of him and going through all this stuff. And then he's out here like his kid's not even there anymore. They've moved off. Like what's he doing? He's just hanging out in Colorado. And
he would have been a hot name if the coaching carousel had gone crazy last year, like it did this year. He would have been a hot name. You know what I mean? Like he could have gotten a different job, but like, I don't know how you hire him now. If you're another school, like he can't even be a candidate, right? The health concerns parlayed with the 3-5 season, and some of the questionable decisions he's made. Like you can't take a chance on him, can you? Unless you're like Florida State. I think that's the only one that could do it.
I think if I was Florida State, I'd still. I mean, if he can get healthy and
I think the health thing is something he's going to deal with the rest of his life. I mean,
yeah, but hopefully he can get in a spot where it's manageable and.
But he's not been good coaching this year either. But Florida State, sure, you could convince yourself. But like no other school outside of Florida State, maybe Arkansas, just with the Jerry Jones tie, like maybe if it came with a big check from Jerry or something, sure. But like it feels more likely that he just medically retires at the end of the year.
Yeah. Jerry
Caden
Jones.
Salter, sorry, one more thing. 22 attempts in that game. Do you see how many yards he threw for? In a game they were getting blown out in. They ended up getting benched late, but did you see his stats?
No.
9 of 22 for 37 yards. 22 pass attempts for 37 yards.
Didn't he say he should be a Heisman candidate?
Oh, I don't know if Salter said that or not. Diego Pavia said he should, but
there was something about Salter and the Heisman.
Okay. Maybe there was. I don't know, but that's pretty dumb.
37 yards, huh? On 22 attempts.
Wow. Surely they weren't talking Heisman. Surely he knew better than to talk about that.
Let's see if I can find it.
Nah, you ain't got to.
Jerry Jones skeptical that one trade could help their defense. They're
getting Micah Parsons would have gone a long way.
Yeah, Jerry says they're still not far off. Let's keep pushing. And Austin Reeves, how about this? A family friend, he scored a career high 51 points in the Lakers win against the Kings.
They needed it too because LeBron's of course out now. Luka's out for a week, but that's kind of wild because Luka's been on such a tear himself. To have Austin Reeves, the third option, be able to go out there and get you 50, like you would think that meant the Lakers were set up for a successful season. And although I don't feel that way about them, but good for your boy AR-15. He went out there and with the headband on, just absolutely cooked DeMar DeRozan. If Jack Pianta is listening at Clemson in between special teams drills, I just want him to know that Austin Reeves, Cody's close personal friend, torched his boy. Just absolutely shredded him.
Pretty good stuff.
I mean, almost had a triple-double, right?
Yeah, it was a big
It was like 51, 10, and 9 or something like that, wasn't it? It was something ridiculous. Shout out to Austin Reeves. That was a hell of a game. Yeah, 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Jeez Louise. Good for him. His agent's got to be happy. There will come a payday, come a payday, come a payday.
Hallelujah, what a payday. There will come a payday someday.
Any other headlines?
Nah.
We'll talk some NFL coming up next. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
It's football time in Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Just sat there and watched all the NFL, but then I think when you got done with it, you weren't sure if you had actually watched anything good or not. Like, I took in all the slop from 1 p.m. to basically 11. I was there, locked in, but I don't know how much good stuff I actually saw outside of like the Jets comeback against the Bengals. The 1 o'clock window was otherwise a disaster. But look, I like to talk about when I'm right, but also like to have some accountability. I said I wanted to see Kirk Cousins after his Achilles. That's a worse version of Kirk Cousins. He's cooked. I thought there might be something there with him being healthy. That does not change. that I think Michael Penix sucks too, but he is better than Kirk Cousins. I owe Penix an apology for that. I said, let me see Kirk. Okay, never mind. He was awful. That was terrible.
Yeah, I had Atlanta in one of my money line parlays. That didn't go well. The Jets get their first win of the year. Big time performance by the New York Jets. Justin Fields, what a quarterback.
What the hell happened there? I thought Fields got benched. Did Taylor get hurt early? Like, what the hell happened there? Did I miss something? Did they not say Justin Fields was getting benched? Like, what happened, Bubba?
I believe Tyrod Taylor got hurt on Thursday, Friday, something like that.
Oh, he got hurt at practice, so they had to put him back out there? Okay, fair enough.
Well, they didn't need him. All they needed was Justin Fields and the great tight end, Mason Taylor. Breece Hall was phenomenal. 133 on the ground for Breece Hall. Cincinnati sucks.
Cincinnati, I do feel like there was a moment where they were pretty good, and then Trey Hendrickson got hurt, and then it all fell apart. Like their defense was already terrible. They couldn't afford necessarily any injuries, and then they got even more injured.
New England Patriots looking like a playoff team.
If I'm Myles Garrett, he passed Reggie White yesterday, or
what a game.
He had 5 sacks. He's now got the most sacks in NFL history for a player before his 30th birthday. Like, he's had the best start to a career in NFL history. And meanwhile, like, as they're doing it, they're down 20 points. And you're just like, my God. But then you're like, oh, wait, he brought this on himself.
Did you see Joe Flacco's target share in this game?
I was watching because I was needing Jamar Chase to get those 90 yards.
19 targets for Jamar Chase. The next leading man had 3.
Was that T?
T. Higgins only had 2 targets, actually.
Chase Brown and Noah Fant
had
so
3.
That's kind of gross because Higgins had the one long touchdown catch. Like, on one hand, like, Flacco's like, hey, man, throwing to this Jamar Chase guy's pretty fun. But on the other hand, like, yeah, maybe spread it around a little bit.
Do you think Flacco's just like, man, I finally have a wide receiver 1 in my career?
Well, I mean, it wasn't as drastic last week, but hell, on Thursday Night Football, he threw the ball 23 times to Chase. At least Higgins got 10 targets in that game, but it was 23 in that game. And it was going to work out until the damn Jets chalk one up for analytics. The down 14, go for 2 move worked as they end up winning that game with a halfback toss. Did you guys see the play, Breece Hall? A halfback pass, and it was pretty covered.
To Mason Taylor.
Yeah, threw it to Mason Taylor, and Mason Taylor was able to catch it.
I started him in my fantasy league.
Oh, wow. Good job by you.
I won this week in the station league.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who'd you beat?
Tim Hill.
Let's go.
He had like 8 guys on a bye.
That's how I was in one of my a couple of my leagues, actually. I cooked.
Yeah.
You got a chance to beat Bob? John, I kind of need you to.
I went into last night thinking no, but let me check. Let me check for you, Sam.
I'm looking now, too.
I don't think I do. My team. I got Rashee Rice.
We need a big night from Rashee and Bill.
Let's see. Does he got anybody left? He's got Mahomes, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of cooked up. I'm down 15 points. And he's got Mahomes, and I got Rashee Rice. And
you need
and
Mahomes
Bill
to throw 3 touchdown passes to Rashee Rice and then throw like 3 picks.
What I needed was to start somebody else besides Eddie Pinheiro is what I needed. He only got me 1 damn point. You're really fighting uphill in fantasy when your team scores 8 points with your defense and your kicker, and you look over on the other side and the other guy's got 27 points. That's the difference in the game. Is that his defense and special teams and kicker kick my ass. So, no, I don't think I'm going to get him. Which, Sam, not that it will make you that much more angry because you're already mad at Jake Ferguson, but blame him for scoring 0 damn points.
Yeah, I know.
If he had scored a couple points, we might have had a chance.
2 Super Bowl contenders with 2 stud running back performances. Buffalo, James Cook III, ran all over Carolina. And then Saquon got it going again before getting hurt for the Eagles.
Yeah, was that a hammy? A groin?
Groin, I think is what I saw.
Yeah,
so that's one that'll probably linger for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but he got it going, man. He had a 60-something yard touchdown and finally looked like the Saquon of last year, and then he gets hurt.
Very first play.
Yeah.
Very first play went the distance. Otherwise, like the Ravens get a much needed win over the Bears. That's a bad loss for the Bears, getting diced up by Snoop Huntley. The Texans, I thought, looked pretty good. That defense rounding in, and you finally got a CJ Stroud performance that you needed as the 49ers just continue to keep getting hurt. The Bucks, gross. I mean, Baker Mayfield's MVP candidacy is coming to a screeching halt over the last 2 weeks, at least statistically.
Terrible performance, but that defense was outstanding.
Yep. The defense, if I am Winfield, their safety, I feel like I got 2 touchdowns robbed from me. He could have maybe had 2 touchdowns by himself, but the refs held him down. The Broncos dominate the Cowboys. That Cowboys defense continues just to be a big question. Or maybe not even a question. Maybe that's not the right way to say it. We know the answer.
They suck.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
They suck.
They got 44 hung on them.
And then the Colts. Bubba, go ahead. Hit us with it.
This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. Whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, we beat the Titans. Turns out micromanaging a team can be pretty good. This is our Colts. This is our team. Go Colts.
Now, what do you mean with the micromanaging could be good? What does that mean?
Carly Ursay-Gordon, once again, caught taking notes.
Wearing her USA outfit. What the hell is that outfit she was wearing?
She's a Patriot.
We don't mind.
What's wrong with being a Patriot?
There's nothing wrong with being a Patriot. I feel like people don't usually walk around in like USA outfits unless it's like a holiday or something.
Some people are just red, white, and blued up.
Yeah, I guess. It just felt a little weird seeing like USA all over it. But yeah, she was wearing those leather pants, Bubba.
Jonathan Taylor is the greatest running back I've ever seen play the sport.
That feels wrong, but he does own the Titans, which sucks because, back when the Titans were good, we'd bottle him up. But now that we're bad, he has kicked our ass 3 straight games with 3 touchdowns.
That's why you can't call anybody a king, because kings get overthrown here. No kings.
Whoa. Let's not make it political, Bubba. I got to be honest, Sam. I don't really hate this Colts team. Maybe it's because Jim Irsay's dead.
R.I.P.
Maybe it's because Daniel Jones, I kind of like that he was thrown aside and kind of is just goofy and out there playing good.
It's because we're so bad you can't even put like division rivals into the mixture here,
That's a big part of it too. Is like just my NFL hatred for them is being beaten out because the Titans are just so far away from being.
There's no reason to hate when we can't compete.
Yeah. Maybe it's also I had Jonathan Taylor to get 150 yards, so I appreciate him getting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at this point, I've broken my number one rule of betting against my own teams, but the Titans are just simply too profitable to bet against.
I couldn't pull the trigger on the 15.
I bet Jonathan Taylor 150 plus and 2 touchdowns,
yeah.
So that was a fun day for me.
Yeah, nice. That's good. Also, you're in the same boat as me whenever he had 149 after he lost 3 yards. That was a bad place to be. That was a pretty dark turn of events for me in my living room yesterday.
You didn't turn the lights on?
But then my old lady brought home some Texas Roadhouse, and Jonathan Taylor got those 2 yards, and it was all uphill from there. But then we watched The Descent. You ever seen that? The Descent.
Is that what they call the kid that fell off the tower under Brian Kelly's watch?
It's kind of similar to that. These broads go into a cave. Broads?
15th anniversary.
Today's the anniversary?
I believe so.
Good time to fire him.
Yesterday his birthday? Saturday was his birthday, right?
Brian Kelly?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Saturday was his birthday. Any other NFL notes?
I would just say the Colts, I think, have a real chance to be 9-1 going into the bye week, and then they go to Kansas City Sunday, November 23rd. That's going to be a big game.
I don't buy them as an actual contender.
Still?
To win the Super Bowl, no. But I think they can make the second round of the playoffs. They might get the damn first round bye. They might be. Sam, you made a face. You buy them as a Super Bowl contender, or?
Oh, no, I was more.
Okay.
I was just making a face about the Titans, the decision to punt.
Oh, you were still thinking about that?
Yeah, because I just brought up, I was reading a tweet about it. The surrender index. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I know what the surrender index is. I imagine this ranks as one of the more cowardice things that's ever happened in an NFL game.
This punt ranks in the 99.6 percentile of cowardly punts in the 25 season and the 97th percentile of all punts since 1999.
It's about as bad as it gets when you consider the situation, the opponent, the circumstance of you being 1-6. The idea that your offense had finally showed some signs of life and had moved the ball a little bit, it's about as bad as it gets.
I feel like it's just intentional tanking. Like
it might be.
Told Mike McCoy, don't even go and try and win a game.
It might be, and it was funny that we punted. The punt goes 5 yards into the end zone, and then the very next play, Jonathan Taylor runs for 80 yards and a touchdown. So it was really funny what followed it, but yeah, that was bad.
You had Cam Ward coming off the field saying, "What the F are we doing, Mike? Go for it."
F is we doing, Mike? Go for it.
How about Mark Stoops kicking that field goal up down 21 the other night, kicking a 50-plus yard field goal?
What was the yardage situation there?
I don't know what
it was. Also in the second quarter, right? No, it was beginning of the third quarter. Beginning of the third quarter, yeah.
We were up 21, and Kentucky says, let's trot out this kicker for a 50-plus yarder.
Wow.
And then they asked him, then they went for 2. That touchdown they scored, did you catch that? And they asked him why he went for 2. He's like, hell, I don't know. The analytics said to do it, and I don't really know why they said to do it, but we did it. And
I mean, the analytics probably do say to do it. That way, you can win the game, and you got chances to make it up if you don't get it. But it did seem weird. Like, coaches don't usually do that. That's when the analytics are getting a little too cute. Like at the time where you're like, hey, this is maybe the smart thing to do, but if you don't get it, you're the guy that went for 2, down 22 points. And you just look stupid.
What is the dissent about? Is that about the guy that went into the cave?
Well, it's all girls.
Oh.
But yeah. They all go in the caves, and there's like little creatures down there.
Oh, so it's not real. I thought maybe it was about that guy who went like head first and got stuck for.
There is a scene like that in the movie, though, when they're climbing through this cave and it looks like they get stuck. And I was like, oh, my God, why would you even go down this thing? And then it turns out they're not in the cave that you thought they were supposed to be in. This girl is trying to make history. She's like, no one's ever conquered this one. We should go here. So then they're all mad. And then sure enough, boom, monsters down there, Sam. Devolved people that got stuck in this cave a long time ago that are now just like, they get no sunlight. Their bodies are crazy. Their eyes are crazy. And they're hungry. Oh, they're hungry. I'd watched it when it came out, but I hadn't seen it in a while. So I watched that last night during the Sunday Night Football game.
I thought it was about the Nutty Putty Cave disaster. You familiar with that story, Sam?
Can't say I am.
The Nutty Putty Cave. It's a disastrous story. A guy ends up trapped upside down for like 2 days and can't get out of the cave, and they can't get him out. And then he just dies of cardiac arrest.
Prayers for him.
A brutal, torturous way to go out. True story. Happened in, I want to say New Mexico, or was it Utah? One of those states out west.
Anyways, let's go to break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for Fan Run Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Check in with the freaks over on YouTube. Shout out to them. Go subscribe. Fan Run Sports, Fan Run TV. The one cool kid. John trying to spin for our defense reminds me of Biden when he said the economy was fine while we were at 40-year inflation highs. Not working, Reed.
It's
We're
fine.
fine then. We're fine now.
We're fine then. We're fine now. Yeah. I mean,
the defense thing's gotten so just kind of convoluted at this point. My point has been the entire time, the Tim Banks hate has gone too far, which was, I had a funny exchange this morning with somebody who was tweeting me, and I had to reply to someone who was Tim Banks Taliban. That's his Twitter account. And I said, the point was just that the Tim Banks hate's gone a little too far, Tim Banks Taliban.
I like the guy that sent you the picture of Tim Banks in the press box and said, "Checks in the mail, John." That was a good one.
I don't even know if I saw that one. But my point about this defense the entire time is that it's been good enough to have you in position to win games. I've never acted like the defense is what anybody would consider great.
It ain't a championship defense.
Well, that's fine. I don't think I've ever acted like this defense is even good. My point this entire time is that, especially coming out of the Arkansas game, which is when the argument started, was that the defense is not to blame for all of our problems. That everyone is blaming Tim Banks. At the time, hey, the offense has got to play better in certain situations. I think the offense, I think the same thing carried out to the Alabama game. I think the defense was good enough through 3 quarters. Now, look, the fourth quarter was bad. I'm not gonna lie about that. But through 3 quarters, and whenever you get the ball at midfield down 10 after a turnover, if the offense goes and scores a touchdown, I'd like to see what happens in the fourth quarter with the defense. I'd like to see it. But instead, you give the ball back after a minute, and then the game was kind of over. Now, look, they got their ass kicked for 2 straight drives. Not going to lie about that. But against Kentucky, I would say the same thing. Did the defense not put you in position to win that game? Yes or no?
Against Kentucky?
Yeah.
I mean, the offense won you the game.
I'm asking, did the defense put you in
points.
position to win the game?
Well, what do you mean? I mean,
Well,
the defense would have to give up a touchdown almost every drive to not have you in position to win the game.
I mean, the defense, go back and look at the start of the game.
Yeah, but when the offense is putting up 56 points, I mean, the defense
that's fine and dandy. I'm not arguing that, but the defense gave up 7 points and handed you 14 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
You got a 28-7 lead in part because of the defense forcing 2 turnovers again that scored 1 touchdown and gave you the ball on the 5-yard line on the other one.
I think it's just that, it's evident that the defense could be a lot better.
Sure.
That it's not very good. I mean, when you got guys like Kevin Simon coming out and laughing at the defense, like it's not good. It's not a good unit.
The defense could be better for sure. You know what would make them better? If they had their 2 starting cornerbacks. That would go a long way.
And that's totally fair.
And on Saturday, if your leading linebacker isn't out with turf toe and his backup's not out as well, like sure, if the 2 defensive tackles weren't out to start the year. Sure. Again, I don't think I've ever said the defense is great. I don't even think I've said they're good. I'm just saying my whole original point was the Tim Banks hate has gone too far. I don't know how you view it. Maybe you blame everything on Tim Banks. And, this is for part 2 of the check he owes me. But, if the defensive backs can't tackle, do you blame Tim Banks for that? Because to me, that's as simple as hey, if Josh schemes up an open touchdown and guys keep dropping balls, I don't think we're going to argue about the offensive coordinator. I don't think we're going to blame him. I think we're going to look and say, hey, wide receivers got to catch the ball.
I think people simply expect that in what is this, year 5, you should have better players out there in the secondary.
You would. You would have better players out there. If your cornerback 1, who's a top 15 pick, and another guy who's probably going to be like a 3rd or 4th round picker out there, right. You would have better players in the secondary.
I get that at corner, but at safety, I
just think everybody gets to move around a little bit. I think you could have different guys at the star position. You'd have different guys at different combinations you could try.
Your safety play is the worst in the conference. I mean, it's abysmal.
Sure, but your defense would be better. Your secondary, which is what you said, and everyone complains about the secondary. Your secondary would be better if it wasn't about quarterback 1 and quarterback 2.
Yeah.
That is something I think people need to realize and remember.
I think people understand that.
I don't think they do.
But that doesn't forgive the abysmal safety play.
It does excuse the entire defense when your strength of your team that you thought you were going to build around is banged up. I do think so.
Having this Turrentine on the field, I mean, this guy's awful. Boo Carter is checked out.
Boo Carter needs to just be off the team. That's how I feel. I would be completely fine if they just told Boo Carter thanks, but no thanks.
That play where Kentucky scored the 71-yard touchdown, if you go back and watch that play, I watched it about 5 or 6 times because I was just amazed by how pathetic our defense was on that play. Still taking the terrible angles. Whoever number 15 is that Farouk? Which he made the play before that, so
he was tired.
You can't criticize him too much. But just
was
terrible.
Was it 15 or 13? I thought it was 13. That
I don't know, but it was a terrible tackling effort. The corners just stand there and get blocked. The guys that you've got at number 6 is that McMurray. He's just block me. I mean, it's just terrible defense on that play. Which that's only one play in a game of 100 plays. So whatever, but. I think the defense, one thing they're suffering from is I think you look at the offense this year and you say, okay, it's better from last year. Even though it's not always perfect, it's clearly better than last year's offense, right?
Sure.
The defense is worse than last year's defense.
Sure.
And so that's part of it. It's simple as that. It's last year's defense was significantly better, and it appears that they've taken a step back in terms of tackling, in terms of the secondary.
Sure.
And your point about the 2 corners being out, obviously that's
I think
valid.
that matters, but also I think our offense being better has made our defense worse too.
That may also be true.
When your offense is going and doing 1-minute drives, you're not going to have shutdown defense. So the people that come to me and cite where our defense is 115th, I don't care where our defense ranks in total defense. That's not the goal of this program under Josh Heupel. That's not the goal of the 2025 Vols. They want to go fast again. They want to score. Newsflash: if you're on the field for 13 or 14 drives, you're going to give up more yards than Alabama, who's on the field for 7 drives.
Right.
That's just the way it goes. And
right.
that's just what bothers me. And again, I want to make it clear. I don't think this defense is great. Sometimes I don't think this defense is even good or acceptable. But I think, and which is what I've said the whole time, I think they've put you in position to win games. The garbage time touchdowns in the 4th quarter of the second half against Kentucky, they look bad on the total stats. Guess what? Like I said, there were 7 drives when the game was within 2 scores. They got 5 stops,
well, how
including
about this?
2 turnovers.
I think they've looked bad all year in garbage time. And
Sure. Yeah,
you can
100%.
say that maybe that doesn't matter. And if the game's in hand, whatever, we win the game, it's fine. But at some point that might come back to bite you. The Arkansas game's a good example. It didn't.
Sure.
You held on.
Sure.
Arkansas never had a chance to actually go win the game.
Sure.
But I think that people would like to see the defense keep playing in the fourth quarter.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But what I would say the difference in the Kentucky game for me was that our offense didn't let the foot off the gas. The offense didn't give the ball back to Kentucky. They scored to get down 21. Guess what? Tennessee went right back down the field and scored.
Well, it's got to be complimentary football. That's
Kentucky did it, cut it to 22 again. Guess what? Tennessee was going to score if they wanted to. They kept the ball. They didn't give it back. Against Arkansas, they did.
Kentucky was never even in question, obviously, but Arkansas was a little more in question.
But I don't think it would have been in question had Tennessee's offense, when they got the ball up 10.
Well, is that onus on the offense?
It's both.
Okay, yeah.
They're both playing prevent style. Like, one's playing prevent defense and chew up clock. The offense is supposed to do the same thing, and they both go conservative. And I get you don't want to make mistakes, but that's part of why you give a bunch of yards too, because you're trying to keep guys in front of you and you're trying to burn clock and all that stuff. To me, it's the same thing. The offense didn't get blamed because they don't give up points when they don't score. It's just punting the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
But they didn't do as good of a job in the Arkansas game as they did the Kentucky game.
No,
in terms of
the offense gets an A plus, whatever in the Kentucky game. I'm not working against the offense here. I think it's fair to point out the offense went into a lull against Georgia in the second and third quarter. I think it's fair to point out they weren't very good against Mississippi State. And I don't think they were very good against Arkansas. I think they struggled against Alabama at times too. And I understand that, they're not going to be perfect and it's not fair to ask them to be perfect. But against Kentucky, I thought they were awesome. They got off to a little bit of a slow start. They had the one big touchdown drive. And then I want to say they got stopped 2 times in a row after that. But they were nails after that. I got nothing bad to say about Joey or the offense against Kentucky. And they're better than the defense this year. But that's the way the team is set up. The team is set up for the offense to carry this team.
I think people would have better feelings about the defense if they could just close out the second halves a little better. Just get a couple more stops in the fourth quarter, and it may just be that they're tired at that point, that they've been on the field too much. And
I do think they're tired, but I think they've shown they try to rotate some guys in too. They're still trying to find combinations, and I think you just got a lot of inexperienced people out there. They're trying to find any type of combination.
You do have a young team in places, for sure.
Your defense played 25 guys, on Saturday. You're trying to find, people to put out there that can play. You're trying to keep people fresh. You're trying not to take any type of injuries. But, they're throwing some guy out there named Sidney Walton, for 16 snaps. I imagine most of those came in the fourth quarter.
An heir at a Walmart?
He better hope so, because he doesn't seem like he's got a future playing football. He was your second lowest graded player. So, that's your free safety answer. It's hey, if you don't think turn time's any good, here's Sidney Walton. Okay, he stinks too.
Yeah. I'd just like us to have some better players back there.
Sure.
Being the school where Eric Berry played.
Sure.
I think that's a fair, which, you lost Jacoby Thomas. That's a name I've brought up all year.
And I think if given the option again, I think Tennessee would have done whatever they could to keep him if they knew what they had. And I think that was one we kind of didn't get too worked up about from a on the field standpoint. Now, I think we all liked his swag and the way he played last year, and he did bring some toughness to the position. But I think when it came time for him to leave, I don't think anybody was too freaked out about it. But I think if given the option, Cody, I think they would do it differently if they could.
Well,
and keep him there.
You just got to try to get through this year at 10-2 and hope for the best. And, I would imagine during the offseason we'll try to go get a safety or two in here.
That is the one thing I don't know. We've been trying to get safeties and we just can't get them. So, if you want to blame Tim Banks for that, I am on board.
I'd say they're aware.
I do not think Tim Banks is infallible, but I am saying, I don't know if I'm putting the tackling on him the same way I wouldn't put receivers dropping the ball on the coaches. I do think at a certain point in the SEC, you just got to make plays.
Well, the development and having the right players out there.
Sure,
you got to have the players.
Sure. But again, I wonder what the secondary looks like if you're not missing your 2 best guys. At least your 2 best guys on paper coming into the season. I know it doesn't necessarily change safety play, but it makes it a lot easier. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So again, Make no mistake, I don't think the defense is great, and I won't even argue with you if you don't think they're good, but I do think that they've given you chances to win all these games, and I had no problem with the way they played against Kentucky, coming out and setting the tone early, and then even if you were, even if you thought the game was still in balance, Cody, to start the second half, they got 2 stops to start the third quarter. The next thing you know, it's a 4-score game. I'm not going to freak out if they give up 14 points or 13 points after you're up 28. Just not going to do that. Sam, as you can tell, we're not taking another break yet. We're not. This did end up being last call. Do you have any thoughts on the defense conversation?
I think it's still just. I'm probably somewhere in the middle between you and Cody, honestly, on it. I do think that
it needs to be better. Like
it's just like your offense, honestly, where it's like it feels like with our offense, we're either going down and we're marching and scoring either very quickly or just on a long, drawn-out drive, or it's kind of a 3 and out. And I feel like with your defense, it's either you go and you get a quick 3 and out, you force a turnover, or they're marching down the field on a 10-play, 75-yard drive that's really frustrating to watch.
It's one of those memes. It's one of those situations where you can have, there's like a light switch, like an on-off switch, and like if you try to select one thing's on, it turns something off. Like you can make a lot of money, but you're not going to get a lot of sleep. You can have success and happiness, but you're not going to have a social life and whatever. It's just going to turn something off. And like that's kind of what this team is. Like you can have the explosive offense, but you're probably not going to have that great defense.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that like you saw your defense kind of become an identity in the last 2 years when your offense wasn't as good and they were being on the field for a little bit longer. Like the possession time has been a big disparity this year for Tennessee.
Right. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I just want to see them
context. When people give me like the total stats and that includes garbage time and it includes like, if you're comparing against teams that have half the possessions, like that just doesn't move me. That's all. That's what context with all of our conversations. That's really the big takeaway here.
I just want to see them tackle in the fourth quarter, play with some fight, have some gumption in the second half.
We'll see what they do against Oklahoma. It's going to be a big week, big game at the end of it. Big week here at Fan Run. Tony Basilio Show coming up next. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment.